Like, okay, da 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 da, and it's him. He's not writing this stuff, so he's not going to have a cadence that have an emotion attached to it. It ain't there, bro. There's somebody else writing this stuff, man.
Lyrics from one song, you can put it in another song, and the song is not changed because all he's doing is saying the lyrics, and they just add the lyrics to that song. The first 9 songs on this album, I have no doubt that Drake probably didn't actually listen to the beat or anything. He just recorded the lyrics and then just added the lyrics later on. Later on, towards the middle or end of the album, that's when the songs got better. Those are the songs I like. So he has some good songs on there. The problem is, number one, having an album that's 18 songs is too many fucking songs. Like, be honest. How many albums do you know of that is a good album that has more than 12 to 15 songs? Even 15 seems a bit much. 12 is a nice sweet spot. 18, that's too much. Overall, I give the album a 2 out of 5. Yes, it's got good songs in there. Yes, it has songs I like. But the problem is, number one, the album is too long. Number two, half the songs are the same type of lyrics. Again, I can tell that he was reading off the fucking script, and he wasn't acting that recorded song flowing to the song. He used to record this lyrics and add it later. I can fucking tell. Yeah. And the album as a whole doesn't really have a sound. It's just a bunch of songs that don't really go together. It's just kind of a bunch of shit. So overall, I give the album a 2 out of 5. This is not a good album. I heard he has 2 other albums. I'm gonna listen to his 3 games, but overall, this is not a good album.
Drake think he could get away with saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, this ain't gonna cut it off. That's so 2011, 12. That's bro.
He's on the tail. He's on it.
It says us switching to Kendrick fans after listening to all of Drake trash albums. Y'all can come over there. It's cool. It's cool. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. One thing we do not do. We don't run up on people outside. We don't battle back and forth. Logical thing like dumb stuff online. We don't do it. What we like to do, I mean, we like to work on ourselves in our life. You know, we like good tools. We don't do violence. You know what I mean? But we will if we have to. See, y'all before y'all become Kendrick Lamar fans, y'all gonna have to go through a couple classes. Y'all gonna have to go through a couple classes. I know y'all need a place to go. I know you need a place to go. What? You're going to have to shake it. You're going to have to shake all that off. You're going to have to check it out at the door. Or you ain't come in.
According to some people, Iceman was not that good. It was an overhyped album. But just give it a month. Give it a month, maybe 2 months or 3 months. You're going to see those people that say, it was an overhyped album. It's just not good. Hey, I'm not talking about the other 2 albums. I'm talking about Iceman specifically. Y'all not going to change.
Yeah, you look like one of Chubb's nephews or something like that. You know you're gonna have one or two of them. It ain't gonna click. But the world, the universe is going through an awakening right now. Look at the stuff with Chud the Builder. Look at the stuff that's going on in the world. Read the room. But you're gonna have a couple of them. You're gonna have a couple of them that it ain't gonna click for them.
Let me start my album by addressing Meet the Grams because that song really affected my personal. I do love my parents. I am accountable for my actions. Meet the Great Father. Get to the bars. If you look at me, rock the big guy. Yes. Y'all getting this all the Yo, my name is in the street. So when we bounce on the shit, yo, go out to the police and y'all let the people know. Word to got to be. Let them know that mother.
I wish I could relate. I can't relate because I don't know the name of what song. I never know the name of the song. First of all, I don't care who it is. But I could see where he going with this. I could see where he going with this because these albums was a diary, excluding the ones that was the one that was for the female. I think one album was like strictly for females or something. But yeah, they were diaries, bro.
My name is my name. Yo, I really like this beat. I think I'm throwing a double entendre in there to upset the Joe Budden podcast and DJ Jackson. Can't you take that? Picture in Atlanta actually does love you. And you were told, never know what shit you are to. I'll take that again, kid. I'm gonna reunite the Migos because Atlanta does not bad. Your legacy was about 6 12 like yeah, it was really exposed to my true friend.
Oh, I'm fucking kill my damn big bro.
That was the one of those great. He's a fake, you are not the
I'm so fucking.
Hey, you 21 Savage? Get to the mark, Connor. Get to the mark. But I can't to the mark. I'm clearly showing y'all how I drop the end of the time.
He trying to be like Doc. You see that Doc? He got a PG Lane thing on his own, you know what I'm saying? But Doc took his family with him though. You know what I'm saying? Now Drake, he want to be free. No, buddy. No, sir. And is it me or is Future starting to look like a damn lunch lady, bro?
They say if you don't feed your wolves, they'll eat their owner. But I fed y'all steak and lobster, y'all still bit my head. What did I miss? Hello, October video is in a regular when you're dead because we also getting bacon. Hello, Uncle Too Short. That's a guy named Kendrick. You make these kids really bad songs about me using the open bass beats. Can you fly out here so I can make a better song than his? Can't somebody forget that. The Adobe stuff is way too far. Anybody that entertained that, I'm done with you. Kendrick Lamar, you alive. And Joe Budden, here's a really legendary Florida DJ. I hope they introduce y'all to. This is DJ Khaled. Yeah, this beat is hard. And give me a I think I'm 5 on it. Just listen to the 2 minutes and 33-second mark if you want to know my feelings on the beat and how I feel about that brother. The man that the entertainment industry has turned me into is a cold example. I'll leave y'all with this message. Don't play with me. Ever. With the kids in the Lamar at the bottom road, got it coming. They got no rings. He used to draw early 15 cuz for like fighting about girls that broke his heart. Now he's just that broke his heart. Like Cuz went from complaining about girls who broke his heart, that was the whole beginning of his career, to now that broke his heart. And it's stinky. You know what I mean? Like, Cuz it's like, and you get this big lane when it initially starts. The people tripping, they that's how you can't listen to this album. And I'm like, oh, like, even as a pop artist, he's past his window. Right? Like, pop artists only last so long because it's such a current thing. If you got a great run for a pop artist, he got a fantastic run for a pop artist thing. Hell yeah, Cuz got a great run. Well, he got a great run as a pop artist. But eventually, because what you're doing now is he's frozen in time. You don't really know how to.
Oh, you the Iceman, you're frozen in time. God, please.
It's different when you use culture in this way. Not the ability to rap, but the perspective. Like, he lacks perspective. Does that make sense? You think he tried to present culture in this Iceman album? I mean, no, because like I think there are elements from listening to people talk about it. Because I didn't listen to the album, but I think he's trying to kind of endear himself to Toronto a little bit more street urban culture. But really, truthfully, he don't really like me. He don't like black people like
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy. And I feel like Lex is gonna feel like it's a reach.
That's true, bro. It really seems like he don't like black people, bro. You gotta understand who he grew up with. Who did Sandra have him around? How did she really raise him? She didn't raise him to be around us. This is why he's just now meeting academics for the first time, and we still haven't seen them together. When you look at one of the episodes, it was academics doing a radio thing, and then later on Drake came around. I think they did that separate. I haven't seen academics and Drake together yet. And as far as that owl chain, I believe he probably just sent that to him. When he was in the Iceman thing, I think that was old. That's when academics had them braids coming on the side. He ain't had that for a minute. But the Iceman was all antics and theatrics. Nothing to uplift the people, nothing motivated, none of that. Like, it's just like sorrowful. It ain't right for the spirit. But that's the end of the collage. What you think? Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe.
Watch it now. Go sit down. He's showing out.
10. The hunt is not over. The current score is 0.
Well, this is the reason why people saying that he was paid off by Drake to be another academics.
I think we come from Drake. I think he didn't recover from Diddy. He recovered from Drake. He didn't recover from Diddy.
Are you ready
Yeah.
to hunt?
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
Jungle.
Unlock rewards with Google Play points.
Dada, chill out.
The more you earn. Go play on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Watch this place. I recognize those tales. You are not the first to
You're struggling to find a meaningful get. This solves against it. Instead of guessing what they like, just put someone they love on a shirt. Simple.
I didn't even think that this is
Well, watch me, hey,
a lot of
Bob.
players in this game. But let's go a little bit further. A lot of them are saying they don't care about the fun that Devil Dino brings to the player base. He's goofy and he doesn't belong in the game. They need to take the game on a more serious level and bring out more serious.
Yo, what up, homies? Look, man, how you guys doing? Happy to see you guys today. Look, I hope you guys are blessed. I love you, niggas. Come here, bro. No consent, nigga. Take this hug, nigga. Take this hug. But nah, bro, I just want to say I love you guys, bro. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the hypes, the shares, the comments. Like I said, I always try to get back to you guys, but bro, it's so much to talk about in this one. I hope y'all get a snack because we gotta jump into it. All right, so I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this, but I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. So right now, Devil Dino is the most problematic release. Okay, the Rivals team reached out. They want to hear about a lot of different feedbacks. The pros are saying that Devil Dino has no business being in meta or in game. Hold on, it gets crazy. I didn't even think that this is how people thought about players in this game. But let's go a little bit further. A lot of them are saying they don't care about the fun that Devil Dino brings to the player base. He's goofy and he doesn't belong in the game. They need to take the game on a more serious level and bring out more serious characters that people know and not big, goofy characters more like Jeff. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you way to cool ass niggas. It gets crazy. Now, this is where I couldn't even keep my composure anymore and I had to say something. So with the reach out to the Rivals team, a lot of things were said and a lot of the content creators feel like Devil Dino should not be powerful. Kinda awkward. Wait, we're gonna go even deeper though. Here's where we go. They said the meta isn't fun when tanks are too powerful.
My soul shall not rest.
Nigga, what? The meta isn't fun when tanks are too powerful. It's so weird. We're gonna go on to the rest that's being said, but I gotta talk about this for a second. And I wanna know how you guys feel. Very interesting to me that the player base feels weird when tanks are powerful. It's very strange that out of the three roles, the ones that y'all want to not be powerful or to not stay powerful for a long time is the tanks. The people that's taking all of the damage, all of the torture on the front line. They gave Magneto a skin all the way destroyed because it's a meme. They know what he was going through on the front line solo tank. Every solo tank player wants that skin. So now that we got a powerful tank, so I even had to interject and I said, wait, bro, we need powerful tanks though because it don't make no sense. They said, ammo's already good right now, that should be enough. Having too many powerful tanks really disrupt the meta and the enjoyment of the game. I said, nigga, for who? For whom? The DPS players? Nigga said Devil Dino's doing too much damage. And if you don't ban him, then it comes down to who has the better Devil Dino. That's not fun. Wow! That's not fun, nigga. That's not fun. That's what you content creators think is not fun. Really? Really? Because I seem to remember it was the same with every single majority of DPS that came out. Whoever had the better Daredevil, whoever had the better Elsa, but we just gotta put up with it though. But you just want tank players to sit there and deal with it. They said, yeah, because a tank is just supposed to be sitting there taking damage. Tanks don't need to be weak. they also don't need to be really strong.
Y'all the reason I attacked that moon though. So he kept pushing my little court.
I don't know what's wrong with these Hakuna Matata ass niggas. This community
They keep backing
changes
up.
the goalposts
Gotta
every
kill.
single time, and that's one of the things I want to talk about before I go into the rest. Because there's a lot more to
They
talk
see
about.
that spear and they start backing
This
up.
community hate tanks and they hate team play.
Trying to figure out
They
what to
do. They
do.
hate tanks and they hate team play.
all
They
it
hate anything to where you gotta work around them. You know what I'm saying? There's healers now talking about they don't like playing with Devil Dino because he requires so much healing. I'm like, what's happening? I can't play Mantis because Devil Dino requires a lot of healing. What happened to triple support that y'all been running this whole time? For some reason, y'all just want to run duo heals now. Wow, what happened? What happened? I never had to bet for triple heals. It was always core stuff on me. But now all of a sudden it's an issue. You want to run double heals. But I'm telling you right now, tanks might be the most hated, and it shows. We used to think it was supports. No, they just don't like supports being really strong. And I'm starting to notice something. I mean, I'm in wrong with it. Let me know if y'all agree. A lot of DPS players don't like supports being really strong. And a lot of DPS players don't like the tanks being really
My
powerful.
bad. I missed that last comment,
They
bro.
only want one
I
goal
was
to
supposed
be
to be so good.
very interesting. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper.
Bro, what's up with the creepy shit, Jay?
And I know you guys be like, Rio, it always gets worse. Because it's Marvel Rivals, nigga. It barely gets better. In that series, I will never stop it. It's always going to get worse. If you watch my streams, you'll understand why. Let's continue. Here we go. So I said, but the casuals are having a really good time. They said it's killing the game. I said, that's not what PlayStation showed. They showed that they had, Rivals had 1.5 million players played within the last week on console. I don't know. Because I know y'all just like to run with stream numbers. Hello. Here's where we're at. I said, but what about the casual play? Yeah, it needs to stay casual, is what they're saying. But it doesn't need to go into rank. It makes the game a lot more goofy.
Oh, yeah, I use the
It
controller.
makes the game unserious. I said, you're saying
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a
that
winner.
this game is unserious because of Devil Dino. Yes. And that's what they're pushing for him to get an emergency nut. Hold on, though. Devil Dino makes the game a lot more goofy. But a blind nigga that's beating gods wasn't goofy enough. Right? The blind nigga that can reflect punches, and they're mad because they said Devil Dino should not be able to bite Daredevil's reflect. I'm like, what? It's a dinosaur. Why are you fighting a dinosaur? Back up. That's the perfect sign to back up. I know you blind, but back up.
I'm sorry,
Now,
y'all.
here's what we
That
had.
hurt. I can't get y'all.
Devil Dinosaur is exposing so many things that's wrong with the community. This is the most players that's been online. This is the most that you've ever seen duo tanking in the release of a tank. Okay? Since Emma. Since Emma, this is the highest it's been, which is really insane to me. And the way I'm looking at it is a lot of people just want things their way. It's insane. They just want things their way. Now, let's go a little bit deeper into where we're going. The emergency ban.
I like
They're saying that
I like killing it. Damn
should just be the same as
dinosaur. I
Groot.
like killing all
What they're
tanks.
asking for. They're saying that his should cool down should not be that long. Overfield from his fight attack. Okay?
The right heroes
The things that they're asking for,
Walk in jail.
and I'm just gonna be dead honest with you
Knock
guys
the
right now.
tank
I'll
out.
just say it as it is.
Everybody else back
First
the
off,
fuck
the pros
up.
are just ridiculous. Most of these niggas are stupid anyway with no high school education. Just gonna tell you how it is. Niggas just play video games, and as long as it's doing well for them, they'll stay in the community. But if it's not, then they bounce. So I'm gonna just tell you what it is. They want tanks to basically just sit there. A lot of them want tanks to sit there. A lot of them want tanks to just damage block. Damage block isn't even really the super important stat.
Fuck damage block. I want you to distract that nigga so I can sneak around there.
I want to see two dinosaurs. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't want to see.
I like tanks that be on the front line.
I don't want to see two blind mans trying to figure out how to walk a straight line. I didn't want to see that. It's a lot of things I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see Psylocke in the back line unless she had the summer skin on, showing that fat. Yeah, but you know what I'm getting at. All I'm saying is, it's so interesting. So I want to get to the next point on where I'm at because I'm so quick to go off in how I feel, but I just want to tell you guys what's going on. Here's where we're at. The emergency ban of what they're asking for, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with his shield being 20 seconds. He absorbs a lot of damage and everything all around no matter what. Emma bullies him a lot on the front lines. I don't know like what's going on there. Niggas can play Emma. Punisher. A lot of things give him trouble. So they just don't want to play around it. But I just want to say this. This is for the tank players and the flex players. Come here. We have to play around everything else in game as a DPS. We just got to learn to deal with it, right? As a healer, you just got to know how to always switch and not play the same healer, right? But now when it's time to switch around, playing around the tank, as a DPS, they don't want it because guess what? They don't like that Devil Dino forces and also pushes a heavy brawl meta because it's not just a dive meta, it's a heavy brawl meta. The fact that he can B-hop, the fact that his bite, they said that his bite should not stop ultimates. What do you mean his bite shouldn't stop ultimates? A lot of characters stop ultimates. Nigga, White Fox Charm shouldn't stop ultimates. I don't see y'all getting mad about that. And this is where I go off on my tangent. We're gonna go a little bit deeper. A lot of the pro players are weirdos because all of them just stay around each other. And I'm starting to really see, because I really don't like a lot of these niggas and a lot of the content creators that really stay together. I don't really like a lot of them because a lot of them are just hive mind players that stay around each other, that's trying to make each other happy. And the reason why I get upset, and a lot of people be like, oh, Real's always mad. Yeah, pussy. And the reason why is simply because they don't want the best for the game. They want what's best for them and their vision and their group vision. That's the problem with me. That's the problem with me right there. And that's why I always speak up. Because a lot of y'all who don't have a voice, who know that they're talking about BS, can't really get the outreach to say what needs to be said. You see what I'm saying? So trying to do the emergency ban or the emergency nerf on Devil Dinosaur because you don't care about casual players having fun, you don't think tanks should be powerful, bro, it ain't even been a full day yet. And everybody already tried to report to the devs, trying to get to the rivals team. There's just certain things that you gotta give time to flush out. And to say that tanks being powerful is unhealthy for the game, tell me exactly the direction of where I'm in. I've been tanking since DC Universe Online. I was an Earth tank. From an Earth tank, I switched over to having a secondary account where I was a nature healer. And then I was a controller. I was doing all of these things before. All of these things that really push together really irritates my spirit because it doesn't make any sense for the core direction of the game. The game needs to be flushed out. The game needs to be fun. The game doesn't need to be the same every season. And it going from a dive meta to a closer to a brawl, heavier brawl meta is what you need. Emma being buffed pushes it to a brawl meta as well. Star-Lord, these pros aren't really complaining about Star-Lord though, getting that extra 10 ammo. Nobody really talking about that Walkman listening weirdo. Nobody's talking about that Star-Lord's never been this cool in the movies, and he's insanely cool in here. Nobody's talking about Mantis being this cool in here and this strong in here, but she was whacking them Guardian movies. Nobody want to talk about that. A dinosaur shouldn't be this good. Bro, have you not seen The Land Before Time, nigga? Have you not seen all the adventures that Littlefoot done went through? Watch your mouth. It's really interesting. But I want to hear what you guys think. The direction, do you guys feel like he needs an emergency nerf? Now, you guys know I'm all about balance. I like when things are balanced. You got to give time. You got to give things time to flush out. You got to give things time to basically run the course to see how it is in the meta. But I've noticed that this community hates when the meta is shifting, when the meta isn't just strictly DPS. Let Cyclops come out and Cyclops be a DPS, which I'm still mad about because I want him to be a double tank season. But let's say Cyclops come out. which he drops next season. And let's say Cyclops is insanely OP. You think they're gonna get mad? Be honest with me. You see how these DPS players act? They throw your games, bro. Come on, bro. Like, I need to play Elsa. A lot of these people only climb when they have overpowered DPS anyway. Most of these people can't even solo. Most of them have to play in a group setting. I'm sorry, dude. I don't play Devil Dino. Whoop-dee-doo. My name? Whoop-dee-doo. So, I'm at an interesting crossroad. I didn't know how to feel about this. I was definitely annoyed. Rivals team asked me for my feedback. I want to put a feedback together, so I also want to hear from you guys. Definitely with Devil Dino and it being shifted to a brawl meta, which I'm telling you, a brawl meta is fun as heck. It's fun. A dive meta, a full-on dive meta is too oppressive to the backline. A brawl meta, everybody just out there boxing, okay? It's always a poke meta though, but brawl and tank being strong is where we draw the line. It's where we start jumping over the picket fence. I can't stand most of these people, bruh. I'm telling y'all, but this is where we're
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play Unlocked with Google Play Games on PC. Unlock rewards with Google Play Points. So the more you play, the more you earn. Go play on PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
Jury! Executioner!
Shopify is a platform that helps entrepreneurs get started down the path they want. Sometimes starting a business can be scary.
I feel like I lost like piece of still.
Like getting covered in spiders or being buried alive. But Shopify is here to help. If I had started my own business, I wouldn't have been able to go to all the crazy places like Antarctica and make videos like these for you guys. And just like millions of other people have done with Shopify, you can get started today on your business right now. Go to Shopify.com and start your free trial today.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
The Marvel Rivals community is at an interesting place because, and I'm gonna tell you this, one thing y'all know about me, I never try to come across as a nice guy or I'm innocent. I just say what it needs to be said. A lot of people don't like you when you just say what needs to be said. You feel me? But this is where we're at. Am I toxic? Came from Mortal Kombat. I'm from the FGC. I don't know what to tell you. Yes. Am I gonna pop off? Yes. I don't start things with people. People start things with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now. I'm just like, when you see me pop off, be like, oh, I know Rio didn't do it, because I never do. Everything I do is on stream. Everything is live. Everything is documented. I'm like Neji,
Put on a show.
Hyuga, my boy Neji. You see that rotation? He just don't rotate to rotate. He rotates to counter, nigga. And that's what I do with my insults. That's how I pop off. Now, we've been growing like crazy, and I want to tell you guys, thank you. The channel we've only been uploading on the channel, and it's still less than 1 year of uploading. We're pulling in close to 40,000. It's not because of just me. It's because of y'all. Y'all rock with me. Most of my videos are demonetized. Do I care? Nigga, no. Y'all always support me. Twitch, whenever I go live on here, Patreon. Since I'm watching Invincible now, I'm on season 5 on Patreon. You guys are always pulling up to the Patreon. Whatever. But you guys support me, and that's why I am the way that I am. Because a lot of snowflakes niggas in here want you to be overly nice to a toxic community. No. Fire with fire, everything gonna burn. I'm gonna crash out because I'm gonna call it out for what it is. People try to hide and make sure that people don't know to expose how toxic this community is, how terrible this community is. I'm the right nigga to be here. And like I said, I appreciate y'all and I love y'all because I'm not doing YouTube because I need to do YouTube. I've taken years off YouTube. I only did this YouTube channel for my community.
Switch things up.
It's the only reason why I did it.
Side you're on.
And the only reason I'm gonna keep doing it is if I keep having fun doing it. So if I'm going through bad times in my ranked sessions, I'm turning it into my humor. I'm gonna drop it as a short or as a video. I'm gonna laugh about it. Somebody gonna laugh about it. And that's how it's always gonna be, nigga. It's gonna get worse. Goofy. And for all the content creators, she worth it, bro. Is your duo worth it? Is that why y'all doing this, bro? Is your duo worth it? That's why you doing this?
Round 2.
No
pressing other men in your groups, is that working? That's what we doing. So where's that? It is what it is. Hey, love y'all. And I got a new channel, just so you guys know if y'all make it to the end. I got a new channel if y'all want to timestamp it, and I'm going to be doing a lot of different variety games on there, but I'm also doing Rivals spectating of people's rank matches and different Rivals videos. Like my patch notes videos is on there for the new season 8 and stuff like that. So it's been growing fast, over 1,002+ days. So absolutely insane. So love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you guys for everything. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, wait. It's a gameplay at the end. Show y'all the gameplay. Devil Dino. Let me know what y'all think. By the way, sorry, I keep coming back. It's like I don't want to leave, right? Careful in your placement match. An agent's around. Just want to stay safe, bro. Oh, nice check. Got hold here. He's my son. Wow. Come here, get bit. Get bit, boy. Hey, let's push here. They're down on numbers. Let's push here. There we go. We take these. Round. Come here. Round. They don't have no healers. That's all you guys. No healers.
Another chance.
I said back here. Yes, Luna. Come to me. Oh, you think that was smart? He just feed me.
Behind you.
Alright, let's do it. Definitely, you gonna be peace. Pull up. Nice kill.
Jalia can wait. The hunt is not over.
Dino can die. Luna. Oh no.
Your gun can't solve, Frank. Stop them in their tracks. Shields up. I got you covered.
Judge, jury, executioner. Tremble before fast.
You are nothing! Thanks for the boost. You are nothing! Down to 30
Jalia can
seconds.
wait. The hunt is not over. Do not yield, my friends. Our time is now.
Keep fighting until we have a winner. A nice deep freeze. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
with another chance. Come on, Devil. Let's ride. I have returned from Dejalia.
I got you.
You can't
You stopped me later. You are nothing.
Dejalia can wait. The hunt is not over.
Down to 30 seconds.
Just the idiots I was looking for.
The final 10 seconds. You stopped them in their tracks. Anything could hurt me. Final score: 3, 2, 1. Another epic victory. Big win.
Lil Spell from Montgomery, Alabama. Now, yesterday he went live and literally shook the internet.
Quiet. Come here, Dada.
On this thing,
Here.
on TV,
Go lay
somebody
down.
who took care of somebody who made something straight, bro. She went against me.
His baby mama name is Ari Capri on social media. This is a picture of them together. They got a son together as well. Now, this is the woman he murdered. He's about to spend a couple of minutes rationalizing why he murdered her, why he was right to murder her, and how he's the victim in this situation.
The first time my baby mama tried to go against me on my baby, first time she tried to go against me, I took a plea deal so she didn't do it. How bad it hurt me the first time. The first time it hurt me so bad, I took a plea deal. I was willing to go do 5 years in prison just so it didn't show, like, just so that he hit the net, just so folk didn't know, like, well, your baby mama testified on you to the plea deal. But it hold with that man, then we couldn't be together. Like that mad to the point where she was willing to testify on me, fool. I'm talking on a murder case, she ain't got no knowledge of, fool. She went and told these folks I came to the house throwing up. I got so many, reason for you to say I went throwing up. I mean, she throwing up.
Hold on, cuz this imbecile, man, this absolute nincompoop just said, nah, man, yeah, I killed him, but I didn't throw up. Why are you throwing up? Even in a time of trauma, in a time of despair, he still wants the world to think he's tough. You is disgusting, bro.
I ain't throwing up. You felt it many times. What? That's why I throwing up today, bro.
The baby mama is scandalous as hell, but in no circumstances do I feel bad for this dude. No, you choose to live a life of destruction. You was murdering people. You was shooting people. You was causing a lot of chaos and pain in people's life. The karma came back to get you. No, the appropriate response for your baby mama betraying you isn't murdering her in the same house as your child.
No, under no circumstance would that ever be a reasonable solution. She went to them white folks, she went to the police, and you claim she lied on you. You committed the murder. You is fully admitting and confessing that, yeah, I killed that man, but I ain't come back to her house and threw up. She only told the police that because she wanted to get me in jail for not being with her. I don't care how scandalous the baby mama is. Anybody co-signing this dude doing this, like, damn, bro, she did betray him, man. Listen, man, bro, you can't be right in the stand. Anybody, right? Say with a straight face that an appropriate response for your baby mama snitching on you or betraying you is to murder her while your kid's home, you are a human being that I don't even want to breathe the same air. These low IQ, no impulse street dudes are literally the worst human beings on earth. Now, he took to his Instagram story after doing this to say, I'm sorry, I don't deserve betrayal. I gave my all to people. He is rationalizing what he did as him being the victim in this story. He's not rationalizing what he did as him being a literal real-life villain who is going around murdering people, taking people's sons away from them. He's not rationalizing he is the perpetrator and the antagonist in this situation. He thinks he's the victim. He died thinking he is the victim. Spoiler alert, okay? This coward murdered himself instead of facing his consequences.
He hit me. Tell me come up. Yeah, come on. You fought my first. Yo, I can't live with knowing I did no shit. I can't live with knowing y'all wait for trying to go against me, bro. You go a lot. Took care of my child. CB. Y'all took care of my child. He did nothing about trying to throw or shoot or nothing about all that. I ain't no guy. So none of my homeboys generally get around. I'm a guy. I ain't no guy. CB, I'm dead right now on my baby, Gabriel Wills, whatever his name is. I went on TV. Who's that? TV. Words I could deal with killed us. It don't want me to get life. I'm talking about life. Life. You know, ain't give a f about my child. I just chilled. I been depression so long. I've been going through depression so long. I try my best to get through it for my child. How you went through. That hoe just went against me. That hoe tried to testify on me. She didn't have to. These folks ain't make her testify on me. Let's pray on. Yeah, you know I'm going through the pressure. Face. It's real life. It's real life. Oh, my baby, oh, you. Miss all my child. Cause she couldn't be with me.
Yo, baby mama is scandalous, we know this, but she was far from the reason why you wouldn't have been in your kid's life regardless. It didn't matter if she went to that police station and talked to them folks. You was at a point in life where it was too late. You made enough bad decisions, it was too far gone. If by the slim chance by the skin here, you would have beat this murder case that you just admitted you was guilty. If you was by chance gonna beat this murder case, somebody was gonna murder you at some point. You think you was about to live 80 to 90 healthy, long years after murdering people's kids and taking away their sons? You think you was gonna stay in the community you're in, just like this big bad tough guy family? You think you were about to violate and commit all that violence and destroy all those lives and happy homes, and you were gonna live 80 to 90 happy long years? So your issue extended far beyond your baby mom. You was gonna get out your kid's life regardless. Now what you did was you just took away the only person your kid had left. That baby mama was only hope in life. Now he's an orphan. Right? He's over. It's bad enough that his daddy made bad decisions. His daddy was murdering people. His daddy did a lot of disgusting things. It's bad enough that he had a father like him. It's bad enough. Right? But now you just took away his mom with you. I'll be honest with you. Seeing how his family reacted to this situation, seeing how his family reacted, I fully understand why this man at the tender age of 25 years old had no emotional regulation, had no sense of accountability, and was an absolute train wreck. I fully understand why this man went through life thinking he was a victim, watching this murdering people. I fully understand it after seeing his family's reaction to this. The apple didn't fall too far away from the tree. These people are absolute enablers, but we'll get to the family shortly. Man. Hear him explain how he's about to take his own life, and he's done living, and he's so depressed. Here are the last couple of minutes of his life.
She done be with me.
I am king of my people, God of our gods.
I just made the biggest mistake of my life. I gotta live with it. My baby mama was mad. She pulled that thing. I confronted her about finna testify against me in trial Monday.
30 seconds before you attack.
About her finna testify against me in trial Monday. Shoot my baby mama back there. This hurt, bro. I know that. Been going through depression for so long. These hurt. And I'm telling you, FPV, anybody pull up already and fight it out with them, do my life way. My little boy needs her. I ain't make it out the debate. My little boy needs her, and I just do my life away. Because emotions, because I couldn't hold it. You imagine it? Somebody you took care of.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
Oh, God. I don't deserve this, bro. You know, I'm finna die. God ain't gonna repay me for none of this I did. I let my emotions get the best of me, though.
No attack can harm
me. My son needed somebody. Somebody who could have been there. It's crazy. Oh, imagine it. Oh, bro, like somebody you've been there for. Ain't nobody gonna feel me, though. You gotta imagine it, bro. You gotta imagine it. Somebody you gave your all to. When me and this whole broke up, still paid this whole rent. Still, I had to do that. I had to do that. He just telling me I ain't offer her nothing. Just because we were playing beat together, this whole willingly went down to the CID room and told them I came to her house and I stole her and I was the one who killed. Like, come on, bro, you ain't supposed to did that, bro. I ain't saying you supposed to took on a murder case, but you ain't have to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, accountability. And Terry, he locked up for a September, if I ain't mistaken, September 14th, 2025, 2024. One on murder. I killed, bro.
His family, well, the sister specifically, got a win that people on the internet was labeling this dude a monster, was condemning his evil actions. And they decided the best course of action was to come online. And in reaction to, their brother murdering his baby mama and murdering other people, their reaction was to come online and condemn the victim. So she came online and she made accusations against the victim that we would never know if it's true or not. Right? Lucy died with him and the victim. But she would claim that the victim was not innocent, that she also got blood on her hands as well.
See, one nigga's on his scared ass. Fuck you spinning kick and just starting to play.
This dog put him on the board. She put him on. You gonna be running, you gonna run. Blood on his hands. He be calling on you. He gonna change you in time. He gonna let him do this time. He didn't say no. What? Get up. He been doing it. He's gonna come home. He's that thing. Let's clear it. She was standing. I'm not going to go next to my club. She's the MVP. She the one in the club. And Dr. Steve. And Dr. Steve. Oh, no. My home was there. And yeah, we can get like that. It always been like that on my end. But anyway, they was both doing it together. They were doing it together. This I want to talk about. Not depression. It was betrayal. They both was doing want to be running inside. Running. Like she said, she must see him do 100 years before she sees him out here living the life that she's supposed to live. That's what the is about. She had no reason to put her mouth or go behind his back and
talk to the detective about a case that she was not even on.
Her choosing to deal with a mass murderer, somebody who has murdered multiple people, and then choosing to go and agree to testify against him, and then agreeing to meet up with him to sleep with him, that's a choice, okay? That's a very bad choice. But I'm sorry, all right? Maybe it's because I detest the streets, all right? I'm pro-snitching, that I don't think that should be a death sentence, nor do I think it's justification to murder the mother of your kid, right? Even if you, even if you despise her for betraying you, think about your son. And the fact that his family is coming online and there's no justifying. He was dead wrong. He's a monster. He's a monster. Now, if she was setting dudes up, then she's gonna get her karma in the afterlife. Death is the ultimate redemption. If you live a good life, you'll be rewarded. If you live a bad life, you'll be punished. But no human being got the right to decide when somebody's soul should depart their body. You didn't give life, and you don't have a right to take it.
Nothing was wrong with it. She was lying. She went, my mother's gonna beat that case. That's what the case is for. Stay strong. That was gonna beat the case. No evidence, no nothing. He didn't even did it. They couldn't pinpoint on him. They couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do it. He was gonna beat it.
These people are enablers. The absolute delusion. Your brother admitted to murdering that man in his confession video before he took his own life. He admitted, not only did he admit to murdering that person, he admitted to murdering other people. So what are you talking about? He's innocent. He did it. He told us he did it. He also told us he murdered other people. He named them. He also said too many people done got shot with his pistol. Your brother was a monster when he was alive. He was a monster. He died a monster. You're online enabling his bad behavior even in his death.
My soul shall not rest yet.
Let's be honest about his name. Literally, she had no reason to go over there and talk to the police. For real. Like, to me, she had no reason for to do that. So who is upset? Who is upset? My mother still her memory on. Not trying to burn no people. Trying to they both dead. Literally, he said when he told him to be out of the house. And then she literally, with that nigga was still literally. Literally. And we both be doing this together still while we doing them.
Here's the tragedy of this. His family probably have a lot of great memories with him. He was probably really great to his family. Probably a loving dude to his family. He probably took care. He probably spent the illegal money he earned for them. Right? He probably was by their side whenever they needed him. But the tragedy of this, due to the life he lived, the world will not remember him how y'all remember. The world will not see him as somebody who lived a productive and a valuable life that pushed forward society. The world will view him as an absolute degenerate, right? Who was a net negative fellow. And that's the saddest thing anybody could ever do. Our literal purpose as humans is to come on Earth and be a net positive. To leave Earth better than we met. And your brother did everything to be as destructive as he could be. And the fact that the world would never know the person doing it. And when we think about it, we probably won't even know his we probably won't even remember low sped or anything. When we think about it, he'll be a distant memory. And all we will think of is, oh, that dude who murdered his baby mama because she was about to testify against him, him? That's the only thing we will remember. How destructive he is, how evil he was. And that's a sad life to live, man. And y'all enabling him up until the end. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that this dude was the victim? Now, I understand this is probably like a polarizing, story, some street dudes would probably comment, well, hey, man, she shouldn't have talked to the police, yo. And they'll probably justify him doing that to her. But y'all let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. Is he justified for this? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how the content creator Myron Gaines is getting extreme backlash for going on this insane rant about Chud, the racist dude who was going around calling black folks the N-word. What do you have to say about Chud would probably shock you. And black folks is, you know, like going off on him for what he said. I'm gonna see you guys in this Myron video. Send me a hype to this video too. Out of here, folks. Peace. This disgusting YN just did something that has the entire internet traumatized, but his family is still defending him as if he's the victim. This is Lil Spell from Montgomery, Alabama. Now, yesterday he went live and literally shook the internet to his core.
What is real life, bro? My life, get my baby. I don't know, kill my child. Come on, bro. I understand, but like, on TV, like, somebody you took care of, somebody you made something straight, bro. She went against me.
His baby mama name is Ari Capri on social media. This is a picture of them together. They got a son together as well. Now, this is the woman he murdered. He's about to spend a couple of minutes rationalizing why he murdered her, why he was right to murder her, and how he's the victim in this situation.
The first time my baby mama tried to go against me, on my baby, first time she tried to go against me, I took a plea deal so she didn't do it. Not bad, it hurt me the first time. The first time it hurt me so bad, I took a plea deal. I was willing to go through 5 years in prison just so it didn't hurt. Just so that, just so folk didn't know, like, oh, your baby mama testified to a plea deal. But it hurt with that mad that we can't be together. Like, that mad to the point she was willing to testify on me, fool. I told her on the birthday, she ain't got no knowledge of, fool. She went and told these folks I came to the house throwing them. I started telling me, you know, ready for you to say I went throwed up.
Hold on, cuz this imbecile, man, this actually Nico just said, nah, man, like, yeah, I killed him, but I didn't throw up. Why you throwing up? Even in a time of trauma, in a time of despair, he still wants the world to think he's tough. You are disgusting.
I mean, throw up and tell me many times. What? That's why I throwing up today, bro.
The baby mama is scandalous as hell, but in no circumstances do I feel bad for this dude. No, you choose to live a life of destruction. You was murdering people. You was shooting people. You was causing a lot of chaos and pain in people's life. The karma came back to get you. No, the appropriate response for your baby mama betraying you isn't murdering her in the same house as your child. No, that, under no circumstance would that ever be a reasonable solution. She went to the white folks, she went to the police, and you claim she lied on you. You committed the murder. You just fully admitting and confessing that, yeah, I killed that man, but I ain't come back to her house and sue her. She only told the police that because she wanted to get me in jail for not being with her. I don't care how scandalous the baby mama is. Anybody co-signing this dude doing this, like, damn, bro, she did betray him, man. Listen, man, nah, bro, you can't be right in the stand. Anybody, right? Say with a straight face that an appropriate response for...
In the 1990s, Shaq was one of the biggest athletes in the world. He was one of the most popular and recognizable people in the world. And that still rings true today. In addition to the basketball stage, Shaq has had a lot of other goals and things that he wanted to achieve. I consider Shaq to be one of the best NBA rappers ever. I know that bar is in hell. Even all these years later, he's still a name worth mentioning when you talk about the best NBA rappers. What I also think is worth mentioning is that Shaq was in movies in the 90s that did not do well. I've already talked about the 1996 movie Kazam, that still to this day Charles Barkley makes fun of him for. Shaq didn't stop there, however, as he would then go on to star in the 1997 movie Steel. Now, there are a couple things about Steel that I do know. Shaq is playing John Henry Irons. aka Steel, which is a DC Comics character. Keep in mind, superhero movies weren't what they are today. Far from it. The only other thing I know about this movie is that Shaq apparently had to do his own stunts, because of course there just wasn't another 7'1" stunt man that they could find. What, was Dikembe Mutombo not available? Actually, I joke, but that would have been a fire movie. No, bad guys. Can't tell I'm recording this at 3 in the morning. Alright, let's start the movie. See if Steel is really as bad as they say. Wait, B? Quincy Jones helped produce this? I'm expecting the music to be impeccable, even if he wasn't directly behind it. Yeah, I like the intro music to this as well. I can't wait to see why this has a 3 out of 10 on IMDb. So the movie starts with the army doing a weapons test to try to stop a tank.
I have returned from Detalia.
My engine's on fire!
Thought I smell some nuts roasting.
And it turns out that Shaq was the one behind the shooting and testing.
Nice shooting, Johnny.
Thanks, Marty. Don't let the concentrate start. We only have 50 bucks.
Oh, we've got to help.
Hey, get right here one second.
I want to say this right now. This is going to be a bit nitpicky, but I looked this up. The maximum height for the U.S. Army is 6'8". This could, of course, be bypassed with a special waiver, but yes, you could technically be too tall for the Army. And that's just the first part of the movie that stands out. Shaq here is supposed to be playing the role of a scientist for the Army. This is fun.
Your new alloy really kept the barrel full.
Oh, just like you.
Okay, I'll back.
It's going to be so incredibly hard to see Shaq as a scientist here, but I'm going to roll with it for now. Anyway, Judd Nelson talks to a senator about the fact that the weapon is even more powerful than the test indicates. And I can just tell right away that he looks like a hater. Anyway, the senator tells him to keep up the good work and he'll get promoted. Okay, cool. The senator then sees Shaq with a sonic cannon invention that doesn't kill the enemy, it just stuns them. Okay.
Not killing? Yes, ma'am, I do.
Now, I gotta say this right now. Like, a sonic cannon style weapon is a real thing. They're used today, and while they're not lethal, they're still very damn dangerous. But in this movie, it's talked about like it's a device you'd see with like Wile E. Coyote or a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Also, it would be really weird here if Shaq was out here with just like actual lethal military grade weapons. Being like, yeah, dude, so. Wait a second, didn't you burn a tank like 2 minutes ago? I already don't know. I have no idea right now. I'm sorry, guys. They want to test out the weapon again, but Judd Nelson wants to test out the weapon this time. So, okay, so a couple of things. This is not the type of sonic cannon I was talking about. And two, if scientist Shaq didn't want it to kill people, then why is that a setting on the invention? I'm under the impression that Steel invented these weapons. Why is that a setting? Anyway, the building is messed up and rubble falls on his friend who goes by Sparky. And guys, I know this is supposed to be a serious scene, but the shot just goes on for way too long, and he starts to be like, okay?
The soldier had been killed, sir.
Lieutenant Sparks?
She had a severe spinal injury. Her legs have been crushed. She may never walk again.
Alright, hold on a second. They straight up just killed a senator? By the way, we're at like Army Court, and Shaq is testifying against the guy that killed a senator. His name is Burke, by the way. So if I say Judd Nelson or Burke, it's the same person. Just wanted to give that straight away.
Thanks for selling me out for this, Sergeant. On my face with that. What you did was foul. I should bust your ass for what you did, Sparky.
Bust my ass? You know where I was headed? You know what I could have done with the military resources?
I'm gonna be so real here. I don't see how Burke can be mad at Steel here. For one, he just killed a United States Senator. Number two, there were two other witnesses in that room, and if Sparky is alive, she would have also been able to tell them that he did something messed up. I don't see why he's mad at Shaq. Also, it's the consequences of you just being impatient. I don't see why you couldn't have just waited for more testing. Captain rank was always going to be there, right? The military ain't going nowhere. So after this, Burke just gets dismissed and doesn't go to prison, which I feel like if you were directly responsible for killing a U.S. senator, you're going to jail or something. There's no doubt in my mind you wouldn't be just walking around the United States a free person after that. There's no way. You're going to prison. So then I think that Shaq's other boss, who was also there when the senator died, goes, damn, that's crazy. You gonna make any more of those weapons?
We've created a whole new generation of weaponry here. We can't turn our backs on this kind of potential firepower.
Maybe you can't. But after what happened to Sparks, I can.
I just don't know if this is how the military operates or not, honestly. I can't tell. Anyway, Shaq meets his friend, maybe love interest. I can't tell right now, guys.
My hero.
Bunches of flowers.
A sweet piece. My favorite.
You okay?
We're only like 7 minutes in, and this movie is constantly struggling to tell me stuff, and it's getting tough. Like, the music makes it seem romantic, but I don't know. Anyway, so Shaq leaves the army because he can't go on after seeing what happened to Sparky, which is the only normal reaction I've seen to this in the movie, by the way.
Well, I'll come see you as soon as I'm back on my feet.
I'm counting on it. I'll be checking up on you every week. Here, my phone number and address. Use it.
Where you headed?
Home.
Okay, so they're not dating, and two, by the way, that nurse's bedside manner, crazy work. Like, what the hell? Alright, so Shaq heads home to Los Angeles, which coincidentally is the same place where Judd Nelson goes. Okay, I have to accept that, I guess. We have to have a movie of some kind. I like how this is a funny thing that gets put in the TV sometimes, where the ball, like a basketball, will roll to them and they like take a shot.
Yo, a little help over here.
Battle starts in 5.
And as someone that plays pickup basketball all the time, that's the last thing that I would want, is for someone to just shoot the ball if the ball rolls to them. I waited a long time to be on the court, though, and you're just going to shoot the basketball? Now, I know I sound unreasonable here. Just let me have this. It ruins the whole flow of the game and everything. Anyway, the Senator Killer guy walks into an arcade game company to a dude that he knows, and he immediately starts making it hot.
I understand we're still selling hot weapons.
Like, this is the #1 rule I've seen in TV and movies. If you're about to talk about illegal stuff, then don't do it in front of company. You're making it hot.
You give me a little seed money for the prototypes. I'll do a little advertising.
Okay, so like, what, you have no idea if those people are even in on the thing. You're not even trying to hide it or speaking code. Nothing. Nothing?
My ancestors are watching. What are you, some kind of stud or something?
Nah, you need stuff. Hey, why you playing? Hey, man, I got all kinds of crazy homies sweating me.
Oh, I forgot to mention that Ray J's in this movie, and I will say that they're doing a good enough job of showing us that Steel is loved in his neighborhood. So it looks like Ray J and Steel are brothers in the movie, but they weren't introduced like that. I had to figure this out for myself. Anyway, we meet up with their grandma, who instantly becomes the third person to be like, yo, John, those weapons, bro? You could be making a lot of money off of this.
They are really hot at these. You can write your own ticket. That way you left the service. Make more money.
No matter. No more weapons today. Not better for my soul.
Between the Senator Killer, the Army Boss Man, and the Grandma, they've all been like, dude, you could be so rich. So I'm guessing this is like the superhero part of it all, being like, oh no, I don't need the money. Now, even though the movie is forgetting to tell me things, I'm really not seeing much that makes it that bad. Like, yeah, it's wild that the two army people go to LA at the same time, but I'm gonna let it slide. Anyway, Shaq decides to get a job at a steel mill. I have no idea if this is important in the movie or not. Maybe we'll see. We get back to the arcade guy, and it turns out that they are all aware of the arms trade and are making weapons in the basement.
Oh, no. Right, get him upstairs. Call 911. Tell him with an electrical fire. Get some ice on it. What are you going to do about this, Burke?
A joke the surge protector.
You see, guys, I currently do not think that Burke knows how the weapons work. He hasn't used the weapon correctly yet. So the boss sees that it scorched the target, and he's like, keep it up. But the lady, the secretary lady, is like, you better be careful, Pete. So I guess it's now officially time for this movie to go off the rails a little bit.
Here, give me a hand.
Some unwanted guests.
Not only did this dude just kill his partner's receptionist, he just murdered 2 other random people in the elevator, leaving the kill count for him at 4, and the movie is just getting started. All she said was basically, be careful with the weapons that you don't know how to use. That was all it took. That was all it took. I'm in for a long movie review today, aren't I?
I'm looking for someone I can trust. Is that you?
Call me Harvey!
I know.
Like, this literally makes no sense at all. Why would you kill the assistant of the guy that's funding your project? Like, what? I had to make sure for a second that we were in LA and not freaking Gotham, because this is a DC movie, kind of. Anyway, we cut right to them fixing up the weapons like it's nothing.
We're ready to start showing off your weapons.
Wait, dog, so you're just cool with him killing your crew like that? What is going on? Anyway, Steel, Ray J, and I'm guessing an old Flame of Steel are going to an anti-gang violence meeting, and it turns out that AJ just happened to start working at the evil arcade place that he doesn't know is evil. Another coincidence for the plot to work? Fine. Meanwhile, the villains are just somewhere downtown and start to use the weapons that Steel was using to rob a bank. So the cop that Steel and Ray J are with get an alert about the robbery and decides to bring Steel and Ray J along. You know, civilians. Ray J, you're a little too excited about this. So the lady cop brings them to an active shootout.
Let me show you why.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
What? This is nuts. Like, it's rare that a movie leaves me speechless so early into it. Now, I understand Shaq trying to run in and do something. I mean, he was army trained. I get it. I can allow that. Ray J running up was frying me. There's no need for either of them to do this right now, especially while the police lady is still in the car. Anyway, the bad guys use a sound cannon on another police car, and Steel tries to save Norma, which is the name of the lady cop, because we're just learning that for the first time. We didn't know that while they were in the car. Again, this movie's kind of out of order. Meanwhile, the robbers forget one of their crew members somehow. Steel saves Norma, I think. She might die? I have no idea, because now it's time for Steel to chase down the last guy. Anyway, lets the bad guy get away because he had to save another person from an oncoming train. And remember when I said that Shaq had to do his own stunts? Yeah, you can tell, can't you? I also want to point out that this feels like the lowest speed chase possible, and it's killing me inside. The robber should personally feel embarrassed here because he's running like those pocket passer quarterbacks at the NFL Combine. Anyway, this chase scene happens for way too long. It feels like a Sly Cooper chase scene, except not fun. This goes on for 4 minutes of screen time, and I wish that was making it up. But no, Shaq slowly chases down this person for 4 minutes. So yeah, at the time the dude survives, but like you should be out of the crew. You should be out of the crew because that's just embarrassing. But then the craziest thing I've seen so far happens, and that's saying a lot. Watch closely. Steel, how on earth did you catch up to him? How'd you do that? Can you teleport? Like, what in the world? I just watched a 4-minute chase scene for him to be able to teleport. We could have cut this scene down a bit if this is what the ending's gonna be. Anyway, the robber has backup. The backup shoots Steel and they both escape. He calls his own boss about where they get the highly classified weapons. And the army is like, we'll get the NSA on it. Okay. Anyway, Shaq talks to his brother Ray J, and Ray J recognizes the gang from their colors, and Shaq/Steel wants to go find them.
What was the box? The kids walk around.
Where can I find them?
Back home at me. Where they used to be.
And I'm going to say this right now, Ray J is giving a great performance, and he's doing his best because he has to deal with Shaq, who is not the best actor. I think that he was doing a better acting job than Kazam, and that's saying a lot. So Shaq heads to their hangout spot, and I have to note that Shaq can't really be stealthy here. He's too tall, and they already know who you are.
Just want to know where your boy got that week from. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? I'd like to know that, too, because that heater was... Fact, I'd like to get you one of them. But you was bad sluts.
So Shaq kind of already seems to have known this person, even though kind of just had to ask Ray J who that was. Whatever.
See, we don't play that. Now, we know you, man. So don't come around here no more.
After he leaves, the gang calls up the other dude, being like,
oh yeah, he was here.
Just keep your idiot friend Cutter outside. That's peace. Get with it, Cutter. Set an example for me.
Whoa, buddy, are you the Penguin? You're insane. Also, I'm kind of upset that Steel and the General can't put 2 and 2 together. The only other person who would know about these weapons and isn't behind bars, and y'all can't solve this mystery? So yeah, after all of this, Shaq just goes back to work, and he finds out that his friend, yeah, remember her, Sparky? She's in St. Louis now. So he goes out there to visit, and is pretty concerned about the appearance of powerful weapons on the street. State and federal agents have so far been unable to discover who is. I just don't like how these weapons are seen as some mystery, dude. It's the most obvious thing. So Steel comes to see his friend who's pretty bummed about what happened, and fair.
Good cop friend of mine. She's badly hurt. One of our weapons. They were on the streets.
How's that possible?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can sure use your help.
Yeah, I'd be a big help on the streets. I don't think so.
What are you gonna do? Just sit here and look out the filthy windows?
I don't get the tone change here, though. That's a little messed up. And that's your homie, dude. She says that she doesn't want to help him, but...
Girl, you out of here.
What are you doing? No! Stop it! I don't want to go!
Listen, Bars. Sometimes you don't get a choice about things. This here's a prime example of shit happening.
Right heroes could make all the difference.
Wait. What's happening here, man? I'm so confused. Like, why is everyone cheering? Y'all didn't even hear the conversation. You have no idea what could be happening here. Whatever. Because Shaq takes her back to, like, an LA junkyard, okay?
Johnny, what exactly am I supposed to be doing here?
The same thing you did at Auburn. We make our own counter weapons to take out the ones in the streets.
You're crazy. We don't have the Army's resources.
Yeah, I know, but we have something that they don't have.
So now we meet a guy named Uncle Joe, who I can't tell if he knows about technology yet or not. Whatever.
That's a mainframe 7200 IBM.
500 megahertz and slam bam. Thank you, ma'am. Something or other.
So now we have Sparky make a list of like all the equipment she's gonna need because they're about to like arrow cave this.
What? It's something else. What's the story?
My father's dead. Mother drinks herself in and out of rehab. She's on her own.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is she really?
I also want to point out again, this movie has a way of saying the thing that you least expect, because with the music, you just weren't expecting to hear those words. Also, there is just no softness to Shaq's tone ever. So now you're just sitting there being like, what was that? Say that again? We then go back to Ray J briefly, who is introduced to the villain. Meanwhile, while Steel is making his suit, has a Man of Steel tattoo on his left arm. This is something that he had before the movie, by the way. Like,
So I think about who might get blasted by one of our weapons. What cops?
one, this is throwing me off because there has been no mention of Superman up to this point in the movie. And two, they were in Los Angeles and not Metropolis. So I'm interested to see how they spin this.
Never could make the free throws. Y'all go ahead, I'll be down there in a minute.
Alright, so now we get a montage of Shaq, Sparky, and Uncle Joe making a bioweapon out in the middle of Los Angeles, out in the open. So after they make the suit, we have a gadget rundown. You got a camera, you got a hammer.
David John Henry's just gotta have a hammer. Of course, I decided to do more than count things.
Well, I did the metal work. I especially like the shaft. What?
Oh, I'll explain this one. So Uncle Joe is played by Richard Roundtree, who was Shaft from the 1971 movie Shaft.
John Henry Irons has turned himself into the Man of Steel.
Hey, that's the name of the show. I know that Superman will not be mentioned in this movie, really, so they had to come up with a different origin story, but come on, man. Anyway, it's time to test out the merch, and after someone robs a rich old couple, Steel shows up.
You know, stuff back, we won't have a problem.
Ain't got no problem.
Oh, yes, you do.
Surprise. So here's the thing. It's hard for me to believe that Steel needs the armor here, because at the end of the day, it's still Shaq. Like, Shaq. Like, I think Shaq beats him in base.
Hang around a minute. Huh? Oh, God. I'll be this boy just born again.
It's okay, man. I don't like your kids. Remember how I feel. Okay. Do it again. That's right. Okay.
Alright, so Steel helps him, gets them their stuff back, whatever.
Y'all be cool about
I know this wasn't on purpose, but the idea of a superhero taking an escalator is the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. What is this movie, man? Afterwards, the trio somehow hear about a gang fight, which I don't know how they're doing this, by the way. I can't even explain it. The tech just texts it.
Oh man, please, somebody smoke you like a blunt.
Now, none of his suit stuff has really been explained, so right now, I'm just assuming that I'm watching someone that's kind of asking to get shot in the face. I can still see your face. It would be different if his whole face was covered in steel, but it's not. It should have been Matumbo, man. So let me get this straight. After getting upset about the weapons being on the street, Steel uses the exact same weapons. Like, he doesn't take that much convincing at all here. Alright, bro, I can't do this anymore, dude. This is killing me, and it's so funny. It's so hilarious because, again, Shaq has to do all of the stunts. So anyway, the cops come and draw guns. Like, okay, now what?
Johnny! Johnny!
Shaq escapes barely with the Steelmobile, but not after Sparky tries to traffic lights, which is also dangerous in of itself. See? Also, hold up. The cops are chasing him, but not the gang members that he let get away. You just let them go? I'm gonna let Ray J slide on that because he's going fast, but come on, dude. Oh, by the way, now we only have 30 more minutes left in this movie, and I'm just confused about how this movie will end. But there's so much to go over.
Data.
Father, I don't know what I'd do without you.
The Italian can wait. The hunt is Stop that vehicle!
I'm on fire tonight, Uncle Joe.
So now Ray J starts to talk about that Man of Steel at work.
Really saw that man of steals. Last night, he got some steals. And he's a brother. Really? If he's from your neighborhood? Well, he damn sure ain't from Beverly Hills. Where exactly is your neighborhood? On Post. Down on Bush.
Now, I personally do not understand the villain's dynamic. Like, are they cool or not? This guy killed your friend, and he's not that important. You sell bazookas. Wait, yeah, what the hell? You make way more dangerous weapons than these military ones. These new weapons have only killed one person in the whole movie, and that was because of a building falling down. My God, we're dealing with morons here. Alright, so Grandma watches the news and realizes that Steel is her grandson because it's so obvious. And meanwhile...
You fought too much, man, and your guns will bleed. Maybe you'll end up just like Cutter.
So for those of you keeping score, this guy just disappeared the robber that was left behind off screen. This movie is gaslighting me into thinking that I'm not paying attention, especially because this plot point happened 28 film minutes ago. So much has happened since then that I even forgot that was supposed to be a point in the movie.
Now, what do you know about this Steel guy? Crazy ass school run around on little boy. Got like a 2-man on steroid. Never underestimate your enemy. And keep it going on the side. Beat the hot dog. Don't be one.
Oh, he gave him a hot dog earlier in the scene, but this might be a 90s thing because to me that makes no friggin' sense. So Clark and Steel have spent half of the movie pretending that they don't know who is up to something when they both know who it is. If you can't put together that Steel is Shaq, then that's on you. That's 100% on you. And that's the wild thing about casting Shaq because it's only Shaq. He's the only person it could possibly be. But the movie has to keep pretending that the villain doesn't know who Steel is. How can you not tell? So they go on patrol after 5 nights of no action, and it turns out that the bad guys are planning to, I don't know. So Sparky gets busy working on a new wheelchair to pass the time.
You're hoping we'll sure.
We'll check it out.
I'm zeroing in the Landsat. If our eye in the sky spots anything.
I'm sorry, when did you have satellite access? You know what? Okay. Oh, so now the robbers are just going to rob the Federal Reserve, and they're just like, oh my God, this is the biggest amount of money. Well, guess what? It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to take more money. It's the same crew and the same size vehicle. You're only going to be able to steal the same amount of money. It doesn't change anything. Anyway, Steel shows up.
Now, I wonder if that could be.
No, you don't get to say that, bro. You were at a loss 5 minutes ago. The main reason why this movie is so funny, again, because Shaq barely moved in the suit. He can't dodge. He can't do anything, bro. It's kind of hilarious. Kind of takes you out of the movie, and it's kind of just sad. Shaq gets hit with a sonic gun, and the cops come, and they have Steel dead to rights.
The
Baby Bear, you're the chopper.
Let's get them for your ass.
Okay, so now the weapons have definitely killed people. Steel saves the cop's life and the robbers get away. Or do they?
Better use your deterrent.
Basically, this movie is both the good guys and the bad guys, both making the cops' lives harder. This movie also keeps playing the hero music while devious shit is happening, and it's driving me nuts. It's just... Anyway, Burke is able to broadcast the Federal Reserve robbery all over the world. So now every evil group in the world has knowledge, and now they want to know where they can get the weapons. Speaking of which, there's a warrant out for Steele's arrest because him and the gang use the exact same weapons. Fine.
I think that Daniel's mixed up in this. Gotta get those weapons off the streets.
What you've got to do is get some sleep.
Oh my god, it took you 70 minutes of film time to think that your former army co-worker is behind this? I think I would have way less of a problem with how this is going if the characters weren't supposed to be super smart. They were both army scientists with the power to make these weapons, but not the power of deduction? Am I losing it here? Anyway, Burke reports Steele to the cops, but not before Uncle Joe.
If it ever gets that far, why are you pressing him so hard?
Because I love him. And what he's trying to do. Same reason I love you, Sparky.
Oh, I just want to mention that this is the first time just the two of them have had a conversation, by the way. His grandma understands that he's Steele, but he still denies it. But it's hard to hear because they're whispering.
Everybody feel like they got this big old black cloud hanging over. Oh, the hope seems to be that Steele boy.
Anyway, Shaq is about to tell his grandma the truth when...
You.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Go, Mitch.
Okay, so that's SWAT. First of all, doesn't SWAT announce that they're SWAT? Usually, like, how is Steele supposed to know that they're SWAT when the first two people that broke into his house didn't have SWAT on any of their gear? Anyway, so yeah, they arrest him for being Steele, allegedly. And yeah, so they bring in the family that he gave their wallet back to identify him, which makes no freaking sense. Why would you help the police help the man that helped you? Why would you do that? If you wanted a positive ID, you should have found the robber.
Officer, the man who helped us was on the right side.
Round one, go!
And,
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
he's not up there.
No. No.
See? And then, on top of that, they bring in the cop that saved him.
How can I compare? Don't compare. You just spread your The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And he refuses to ID him either. And again, dude, imagine not being able to identify Shaq. Like, this is so stupid, man. It's either him or someone on the Lakers or the Clippers. So it turns out that the main villain was planning to sell these weapons on the internet. Yeah, you could just sell them on the straight up internet. It's 1996. Like, yeah, I guess. All right, now to break out of jail, they do autograph fraud and vocal fraud with a district attorney to sample his voice and get Steele out of jail. It's also just hitting me that Steele's team, while he's trying to stop criminals, is also doing crimes himself. Like, and I know that a lot of superheroes work outside of the law. This doesn't feel like that ever. I have recently witnessed Steele let gang members go.
Neutral, Charles Silverberg.
You're holding a prisoner there, John Henry Irons.
This is pretty short notice, but I want him free by 1 o'clock. Of course, sir, but I'll need to get
A written authorization. It's coming over your patch right now.
my signatures on it.
Alright, fine, I don't care. I don't care. And then they go right back to what they were doing. They go find the address for the secret weapon auction, and they head there.
It's like some kind of old factory.
Okay, Sparky, we're northbound.
New Hollywood to Pasadena. I'm calling the cavalry. Strike Force David.
And the movie doesn't really address how they track her, I guess. I don't know, it's 1997, whatever. Anyway, Steel and Joe, who's here for some reason, are here to take on every institution in the building.
You hear what you get that? You ain't a Superman, and you damn sure ain't getting paid.
Okay, once again, so Superman does exist, but like, is he real, or is he like a cartoon character in this world? I will never know. You know what I will know is that Shaq is going to try to play a stealthy character again.
And once you see it, I'm sure you can read what we have to offer.
Excuse me.
The God of Thunder!
Oh, so please welcome Mr. Warm and Fuzzy himself. Took you long enough. You might want to think about that.
So now he has his friend hostage now, and Joe is... What is Joe doing?
These weapons are highly sophisticated electronic devices which require specialized maintenance and recharge. And only I can do that for you. Only me. Only I.
You see, one, that just sounds like a shitty deal for these weapons. And two, that's what you get for putting up with this idiot for this long. He wants power, and he's also turned on everyone else that he's worked with. So why not just do that with one more person? That's on you, buddy.
Since then, incidentally. Hey, what's up with this, Lieutenant? I always use rats for the preliminary testing. Oh, and Slats, the hot dog, it was fun.
These are all the dumbest criminals ever to keep working with this guy. Like, he's turned on all of his partners. This feels like he was supposed to be the Penguin. Someone tries to get the drop on Uncle Joe outside, but the dog, oh, dude, there's been a dog this whole time. This movie is so movie, bro. I'm sorry, guys. There was a dog this whole time, but it wasn't important until now. That's on me. So then, to get the upper hand, Shaq tricks Burke into using the electromagnet part of the hammer because, again, we've already established with Burke, he's an idiot.
Red switch. Well, you know I've got to push the envelope.
Yeah, I know you do.
And now it's time for the movie to completely just lose it, okay?
Maybe not.
If you ask me, this is the coolest part of the movie, and it's so funny that she also shoots Steel, but Steel is just so excited about this that he does not. Anyway, we're in a shootout now, and it's just so hard to tell who's shooting at what. Shaq once again lets the gang members go, while Burke is now holding Ray J hostage. Uncle Joe is able to free them, however...
Only 60 seconds left.
Powerful healing.
Now I see them.
Pick it up!
Bro, I don't know what rating this movie is, but that's an insane thing to do, right?
No more time to waste.
I never met these. Okay, Benji and follow for me.
Anyway, after all that, you're going to Snoopy. Dude, he's so dead. Anyway, what are you eating, bro? All the evil people try to escape, but they get caught by the army, I guess. So they clear Steel of all the charges, even though they technically don't know who he is or where he is. But again, he's so recognizable, they should know.
Help me the truth, damn it. Is this you, Irons? Oh, can't talk anymore. Don't like that. Sure.
I'll be seeing you around. Peace.
So Steel officially retires after this, and then they have the grandma open the French cuisine place that she'd always dreamed about outside her house, and the movie ends with him and Sparky hugging at the end. So I guess this wasn't a romantic subplot. They were just, okay, wow. So that was a lot. Basically, our two main characters are idiots for the entire movie. Steel lets more criminals go than he captures, and I just want to say that there's a lot here that's why. I don't think this movie had a chance at being good, and I think it starts with the casting of Shaq. In my research, it said that they originally wanted Wesley Snipes to be the character, and I don't think that would have gone over well either. I think he was destined to be Blade instead, so that works out. I can't see Wesley Snipes being Steel. This movie was so bad. Shaq earned a Razzie Award nomination in 1998, which is the awards for like the worst performances in movies. He lost to Kevin Costner that year. On top of that, this movie had a budget of $16 million and made $1.7 million. And again, they wanted Wesley Snipes, but they chose Shaq because they wanted to sell more toys. So yeah, when I originally set out to review this movie, I was not expecting for it to be just so incomprehensible of a movie to where I kind of just like lost myself in the script, being like, I don't even know if what I'm watching is a coherent movie. I gotta say that as silly and as stupid as Kazam was, Kazam is better than Steel. At least Kazam, Shaq's rapping was goofy enough for me to be like, this is stupid, I get it. Ooh, boy, oh my goodness, that was, oh god, I need to go away, I need to take a nap, I'm sorry guys. As a longtime content creator, I find myself studying and constantly admiring other content all the time. It doesn't matter the genre really, it could be sports, it could be science, but I do have a soft spot for comedy. One of my favorite shows out is Abolish Everything. It gives off the vibe of a very funny PowerPoint night where hilarious comedians take turns talking about things that they want society to get rid of and why. It's formed in front of a live audience, and you can just sense all of the talent radiating from the room, even when you watch it on screen. Season 1 is already out now, and they're gearing up for a second season coming in 2026. You won't want to miss it. Abolish Everything is a show original to Nebula, the creator-owned streaming service that I'm very proud to be a part of. It is the home of incredible content from some of the best creators in the world and is the sponsor of this video. The best way to support me as a content creator is by signing up for Nebula with my link. There are multiple plans that you can do to help support me. There's the one-time lifetime payment option of $300 where you get Nebula forever. Or if you want to go year by year, that's more than fine too. With my special link, you can get a discount for the annual plan while supporting me directly in the process. A nice portion of that money will go directly to me as long as you're subscribed, which helps keep things on the channel going. Thank you for supporting me and the many other awesome creators today by signing up for Nebula today. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Against the world.
In 1990, Shaq was one of the biggest athletes in the world. He was one of the most popular and recognizable people in the world. and that still rings true today. In addition to the basketball stage, Shaq has had a lot of other goals and things that he wanted to achieve. I consider Shaq to be one of the best NBA rappers ever. I know that bar is in hell. Even all these years later, he's still a name worth mentioning when you talk about the best NBA rapper. What I also think is worth mentioning is that Shaq was in movies in the 90s that did not do well. I've already talked about the 1996 movie Kazam, that still to this day Charles Barkley makes fun of him for it. Shaq didn't stop there, however, as he would then go on to star in the 1997 movie Steel. Now, there are a couple things about Steel that I do know. Shaq is playing John Henry Irons, a.k.a. Steel, which is a DC Comics character. Keep in mind, superhero movies weren't what they are today. Far from it. The only other thing I know about this movie is that Shaq apparently had to do his own stunts, because of course there just wasn't another 7'1" stuntman that they could find. What, was the Kimbe Mutombo not available? Actually, I joke, but that would have been a fire. No, bad guy. We can't tell them this at 3 in the morning. Alright, let's start the movie. See if Steel is really as bad as they say. Wait. Did Quincy Jones help produce this? I'm expecting the music to be impeccable, even if he wasn't directly behind it. Yeah, I like the intro music to this as well. I can't wait to see why this has a 3 out of 10 on IMDb. So the movie starts with the army doing a weapons test to try to stop a tank.
My engine's on fire!
Oh, that smells some nuts roasting.
And it turns out that Shaq was the one behind the shooting and testing.
Nice shooting, Johnny.
Thanks, Marty. Don't let the concentrate start. We want to help fix the mouse.
Always glad to help.
And whose idea was that?
I want to say this right now. This is going to be a bit nitpicky, but I looked this up. The maximum height for the U.S. Army is 6'8". This can, of course, be bypassed with a special waiver, but yes, you can technically be too tall for the Army. And that's just the first part of the movie that stands out. Shaq here is supposed to be playing the role of a scientist for the Army. This is going to be fun.
Your new alloy really kept the barrel full.
Cool, just like you.
It's going to be so incredibly hard to see Shaq as a scientist here, but I'm going to roll with it for now. Anyway, Judd Nelson talks to a senator about the fact that the weapon is even more powerful than the test indicates. And I can just tell right away that he looks like a hater. Anyway, the senator tells him to keep up the good work and he'll get promoted. Okay. The senator then sees Shaq with a sonic cannon invention that doesn't kill the enemy, it just stuns them. Okay.
Not killing? Yes, ma'am, I do. Going up the phone
Now, I gotta say this right now. Like, a sonic cannon style weapon is a real thing. They're used today, and while they're not lethal, they're still very damn dangerous. But in this movie, it's talked about like it's a device you'd see in, like, Wile E. Coyote or a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Also, it would be really weird here if Shaq was out here with just, like, actual lethal military-grade weapons. Being like, yeah, dude, so... Wait a second, you confirmed like 2 minutes ago? I already don't know. I have no idea right now. I'm sorry, guys. They want to test out the weapon again, but Judd Nelson wants to test out the weapon this time.
I lost the game.
So, so a couple of things. This is not the type of sonic cannon I was talking about. And two, if Scientist Shaq didn't want it to kill people, then why is that a setting on the invention? I'm under the impression that Steel invented these weapons. Why is that a setting? Anyway, the building is messed up and the rubble falls on his friend who goes by Spark.
Don't watch TV.
If Charleston might walked off this podcast before things got out of hand and got bad, This conversation got really frustrating for Charleston White because he essentially met people who are more ignorant than him. Before we get the video started, this video is sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is a prediction market where you literally make money by predicting real world events. Drake is dropping Iceman May 15th. You can go on Kalshi right now and make money by placing a prediction on Drake first week sales. Look at these odds. You can make money on Kalshi by predicting Drake is going to sell more than 150,000 copies first week. That's like the easiest money you can ever make in your life. You can sign up with Kalshi by clicking the link in my description or using code Flacco to get $10 when you sign up.
My son have never been arrested. My daughter, hold on, this is not a competition. This is not a competition. I'm not banning with no black man that got a problem with his baby mama. You hate your baby mama. She hates you. How we gonna get together and the two people who made a seed come together? All right, so what you think we need to do as a community to change this? You need to go back and apologize to everyone you think you have hurt, whether you think you've done it.
I've been witnessing a trend. Now, I like Charleston White, so hopefully I'm not blowing up Charleston White's spot here. But, these dudes are getting hustled out of their money. The last couple of interviews that Charleston White did on small platforms, they always end really quickly. So these dudes are paying Charleston White, let's just say $7,000 to $10,000 for hour-plus interviews, right? But Charleston will go on these platforms, start a fight, and then walk off, and then walk off the platform early. Go look at all the small platforms that Charleston White has done in the last couple of months. It all has ended up with him walking out because Charleston White realized if he can start an argument and it gets really heated and then walk out, he can leave after 20 minutes, after 30 minutes. And he don't got to stay for the whole hour. Even though he can pay for the full hour. It's very smart and it's good. But in this conversation, it started off with, it was a productive conversation. But the problem here is, Charleston White met a group of ignorants who's more ignorant than him. All right? Charleston White is often not in a room with people who can out-ignorant him. These folks out-ignorant Charleston White at all levels. What you think we need to do as a community to change this? You need to go back and apologize to every woman you think you have hurt, whether you think you've done it. Apologize. That's why we can't get ahead. I'm gonna say this. I can say why I said it. I got 2 kids. I got two kids by one woman who I was married to. I ain't got bastard baby. So go apologize. Go apologize. So have you gone to jail? Have you gone to jail on your kids? No. And no mama, no daddy, no. I don't want to say and what are your morals like? Do your children behave properly? Do they pray tonight? Do they serve your God? Because you failed as a father, as a brother. Your children don't serve your God. My son has never been arrested. My daughter, man, hold on, this is not a competition, man. This is not a competition. Man, 18 and just there. No, have you ever been to jail on your children? Have you ever been to jail on your children? I have, yeah.
No, I haven't. I never. So hold on.
It's about to get out of hand quickly. So the conversation started where they're talking about solutions for the black community. Charleston White is saying it's the black man's job and duty to be head of the household and to teach his family and to lead his family. However, we have gone astray because we're beefing with our baby mamas, we're beefing with our families, right? And the black family structure is torn apart. And the solution to this is for the black man to go back and apologize to his baby mama, get right, and band back together and fix the family structure. Charleston also says he can't ban and do no work in fixing the community with any man who's beefing with his baby mama. Now, the Charleston White believe this? Obviously not. Obviously he doesn't. Right? Charleston White is just talking. But the message is correct, right? Like, the black family structure is crucial and at the center of, all of our politics, right? Now, they get on this conversation. What I think happened is, before this interview with Charleston White, he probably told his homies, man, Charleston White be rowdy, but I ain't gonna let him, out-bustle me and out-talk you. He get loud, I'm gonna get loud too. And that's exactly what we saw. Again, this was a productive conversation with a positive message. But once Charleston White started getting loud, Buddy stood up too and started getting loud. The dude at the edge of the table, his job during his interview was he didn't want to look soft when these clips go out. He didn't want to look like Charleston White came to my city and out-talk me in my city. So this just felt like war instead of a productive conversation. And once the first moment left, it was just derailed completely, and it couldn't come back to the center, right? Like, honestly, right? Even when Charleston White was like, hey, listen, man, my child ain't never cussed. That's because I was in my kid's life, and I was doing with my baby mama. Buddy started, yeah, not me too. What you say? Not me too. They was like, all right, man. This conversation is, at this point, once it starts going here, we just watching at this point for the train wreck and the car crash. We not watching to listen anymore.
Oh, this is not a competition. I'm just asking questions because I'm a day one father. I didn't make bastard babies, for one. That's a curse that you put upon your children that the white man has nothing to do with. You curse your children, having children out of wedlock. So I'm going to say this. I'm a day one daddy. My children don't know what it's like not to be in the house with their father. They was raised by me, live with me.
30 seconds.
If you ain't done that,
Get ready.
it's hard to talk to you, brothers, because you're getting offensive about what I'm saying rather than receiving. No, it ain't about what you. It ain't about what you, because you still looking in the past. You just say, I don't.
Come down to it. Some can't be corrected.
It ain't about the. It's about what you done wrong.
Got it?
You do wrong to you first.
How you know?
You showed up. You showed up. Based on what you
How
just
you know?
said. Based on what you just said. You just said you
can't
with no mother.
correct. You can't correct them.
I'm not in back in. Take the eye about it. You said you showed up. I really did no mama. So how you gonna love her? And you ain't even love the mama. Which is the first teacher. Mama is the first teacher. So if you don't get love and nothing from mama, you gonna miss you even if you go. If you show them.
That's your opinion.
It's not. Hey, man, I don't know all the next question. Let's change the subject. I was working out. A lot of podcasts make it think of over-talking their guests because they want to be sweet. I have the guests here if you want to do all the talking. The content comes from me. Ask me the question. Get out. It's real. It's real. But every time I'm on the street, this ain't they language. Because you have to ask and listen. See, you lose your advertising. The black man is not angry. These people just lost your school.
Charleston White has a decent message that is half correct, because you can't tell me that the man is 100% wrong all the time. But I do understand the message, which is, hey, bruh, it's a petty disagreement. They put the pot to the side. Even if you're wrong, apologize, man. So in that regard, I understand, you still try to be emotionally mature to where you put the kid before your own feelings. Understand, but it's saying like 100% of the time, like the woman is the one who's been wrong first. No, we know some good men who's been wrong first, right? Like who did everything right, and the woman is just tripping. So in that regard, yeah. But when Charleston White is talking, they kept on interjecting. Now this is where I do agree with Charleston White halfway. Now I've seen interviews, like for example with Say Cheese, where Say Cheese is just responding back and rebuttaling, and Charleston White gets pissed. Or even with the Loon conversation, where Charleston White is talking to Loon. Now Loon is giving him room to talk, but he is rebutting things he's going to agree with, and Charleston White gets pissed and threatened to walk off. And I think during the interview he does walk off as well, right? Because he don't want to be challenged. Now, in those interviews, I had a follow it because it's a conversation, right? You're here to have a conversation. With this podcast, I kind of understand. They asked Charleston White a question. Charleston White is now not going off on a tangent, but he was in the middle of making a point, and they kept on interjecting, and he expressed, "Hey, this is frustrating. Let me get off my point and let me speak, and then respond." In this regard, I do think they interjected a tad bit too much. But like Charleston White, do have to understand, like, bro, like if you're on a podcast, you can't go on a 10-minute tangent and then get upset when they interrupt you at the 9-minute mark. All right, bro, you talked enough. You are supposed to talk the most, but it's a podcast instead of an interview. DJ Vlad is an interview. These dudes invite you on their podcast for y'all to have a conversation, and the conversation is a two-way street, so I do understand in that regard.
These men can't realize that what you do. Stop being so much victim. I said, don't be talking. So what's the problem first? What's the game? So you can her mama. Oh, tell her and her together and y'all trouble on to end up hurting one another and working against their children based on how y'all feel about each other.
Let me say something to you. You prejudge some of us.
I'm not prejudging. I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all.
You stereotype.
I'm not stereotyping. I'm saying me.
But let me speak.
Let me speak. I don't want that. So this is why I don't do podcasts with black men. Because you want to protect me rather than moving to the next
I ain't to protect you. I'm trying to get some game.
No. You attack me by saying I prejudge. I'm saying I don't know y'all to prejudge.
But what you said was a very judgmental statement about black men.
Because those black men are not in the home.
Exactly.
I'm going to
see those black men.
Ask questions. I didn't receive. I asked questions. I said, who been? Have you? I never received anything. Specifically asked questions. Because I know how to communicate in this form.
Okay, so if that is the case, you didn't give us the chance to clarify that we're not those type of men you talk about.
I never said you was. That's why I asked specifically. He said he wasn't. You said you did. Have you been in prison? Yeah. He said no. I did get this shit.
I'm speaking of before that. When you talking about people kids.
I never said y'all kids. I said black men. I didn't say y'all. 73% of households. 73% of households.
Clothes may be sharp.
Take that. Look at that. 73. I'm talking statistics without saying numbers. 73% of households are headed by a single mother. 80% of kids. Father names is not on the emergency contact in school.
Get ready.
I can keep going on, homie. So it's not y'all. I said us.
But you've got a
as a whole.
vibrating fortune stockpiled in that space
So,
palace of yours,
again,
you know?
us as a whole, it's about changing the narrative. We don't want to keep
It's not about changing the narrative.
How it ain't?
It's about
want it to be changed?
No. It's not changing the narrative. I didn't look at the narrative. I went in the mirror. I walked back from the mirror, fixing what I needed to fix. I became the change I wanted to see. I looked around in the house. I didn't say nothing to them. I didn't say nothing to the kids. I started fixing what needed to be fixed. I started cleaning up. Started focusing on me. And as I got me better, my house got better.
And what I'm telling you, at the point in life that all of us are at, we're at that page. We're at that page, and we're all self-improvement.
Saying you now. Saying you now.
Charleston White Scary has left the building. Let him leave.
There you go, bro. All right, Charleston White done finessed out your money, man. Y'all should have ran after. Hey, Charleston, we paid you for an hour, bro. You can't do this. Y'all just sat there too and watch him walk off. Yeah, you think Charleston White wanted to do an hour podcast with a podcast where the podcast table is a pool table and y'all got water bottles in the now y'all yeah, Charleston finessed y'all, man. But go back and watch the other podcast where Charleston White does interviews with like smaller platforms. It always ends up in a walkout.
The hunt is not over.
You know, before that hour mark, man, right? Because Charleston White don't want to be there, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, man. Who do you guys think was in the right during this conversation? And if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here, somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here, somewhere on my screen to find out why exactly DJ Academics and Joe Budden is currently beefing. I'm going to see you guys in this Academics and Joe Budden video. Send me a hype to this video by clicking the hype button if you want to show support. That's the best way to show support and help me out and push my video, so please send me a hype. I'm going to see you guys in this Academics and Joe Budden video somewhere on my screen. Out of here, folks. Peace. Charleston White is going viral for storming off a podcast that got really heated. Charleston White walked off this podcast before things got out of hand and got bad. This conversation got really frustrating for Charleston White because he essentially met people who were more ignorant than him. Before we get the video started, this video is sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is a prediction market where you literally make money by predicting real world events. Drake is dropping Iceman May 15th. You can go on Kalshi right now and make money by placing a prediction on Drake first week sales. Look at these odds. You can make money on Kalshi by predicting Drake is going to sell more than 150,000 copies first week. That's like the easiest money you can ever make in your life. You can sign up with Kalshi by clicking the link in my description or using code FLACO to get $10 when you sign up.
Someone have never been arrested. My daughter's name. Hold on, this is not a competition. I'm not banning with no black man that got a problem with his baby mama. You hate your baby mama. She hates you. How we gonna get together and the two people who made the seed come together? All right, so what do you think we need to do as a community to change this? You need to go back and apologize to every woman you think you have hurt, whether you think you've done it.
I've been witnessing a trend. Now, I like Charleston White's phone. Hopefully, I'm not blowing up Charleston White's finances. But, these dudes are getting hustled out of their money. The last couple of interviews that Charleston White did on small platforms, they always end really quickly. So these dudes are paying Charleston.
What is up, guys? We are back with another video. Now, for today's video, I want to talk about Devil Dinosaur Season 8. I think this is one of NetEase's most successful character releases, and for a lot of reasons why. And the first reason I want to say is if I were to summarize the release of Devil Dinosaur in the game, I would say absolute cinema. Now, I know there's some players that are a little bit upset about his power level and all these different things, but I think if you look at the general sentiment of the community, Devil Dinosaur, you did a lot of things. I think number one, Vanguard have finally gotten a powerful, enjoyable, and cool tank added to the game that can not just shake up the meta, but it feels like there has not been a tank that's been added to the game that has felt like a treat to tank players since Emma, even. Emma was pretty cool and fun because of her graph. Yeah, she was annoying and strong. And you can kind of say the same thing about Devil Dinosaur. He's really strong to a lot of players, probably really annoying because of how much presence he commands. But there's a very important topic I want to touch on that I think Devil Dinosaur made the experience of tank players so much better. And it's not just the players playing Devil Dinosaur. It means that even if it will die out over time, I think having a tank like Devil Dinosaur that is so much fun, and having it increase the amount of tank players in the game, which is then going to increase the amount of games you have two tanks, the biggest reason that is so important is because when you have a second tank, the experience of the tank player is so much more enjoyable because you have much more freedom to make plays to act. And that's what's so important. If you have a Devil Dinosaur on your team, and you're a tank player, you can look at that entire tank roster and go, what do I want to play? And you can actually decide and choose what you want to play. And I think that's what's so important. And I think that's one of the biggest things that Devil Dinosaur has done, is although solo tanking on him is not ideal, you can still do it, it's not ideal. It's probably a little bit better than the Thing, for example. He can do a lot on his own. It's not, again, ideal, but you can still do it and do it better than some of the other heroes in the roster. However, you can run him with pretty much any other tank, right? He's not the kind of tank where if you're running two tanks, you'll lack a front line. Like if you're running Venom Captain America, where's your front line? It might be a bit rough to follow the team unless you're running full dive. But with Devil Dino, you can run any tank with him and it works. Because Devil Dinosaur, he commands so much respect and so many resources from the enemy team and from your team. And I think this is where a lot of people feel like he's too powerful, is because of how much respect and dominance he has. And it's kind of fitting because he's a freaking dinosaur, right? He's this big, massive dinosaur. And I just love how NetEase, once again, is not afraid to take risks. They actually just went and did it. They actually just said, you know what? We're going to add a dinosaur to the game. We're going to let him play like a dinosaur, feel like a dinosaur, act like a dinosaur. And they just did it. They just added it to the game with no reservation. I said before when I saw the introduction of Devil Dinosaur, I said this is going to hinder dive a lot. So because we had 2 seasons in a row, dive season, they didn't nerf a lot of dive. They didn't buff a lot of poke. Okay, just Phoenix got a slight buff. They tried to disguise as a nerf, but it ended up being a slight buff, right? You can 2-tap. I think it was 275 now. It ended up being a buff. But besides that, we were still going to be a dive season. However, Devil Dinosaur just changes fundamentally the way the game is played, right? And I said it before. I said if you have someone like Groot, the reason why divers ban Groot is because they can't deal any damage to him. If you're a DPS lineup, okay, is it Daredevil, Spider-Man? No wall break, no Groot damage. Their Groot is going to harass your own tanks. Same thing with Devil Dinosaur. If your team has full melee or full dive, who's going to deal with that dinosaur? He's going to harass the hell out of your tanks. You need a Moon Knight, or a Punisher, or an Elsa, or a Phoenix. You need something to shoot the dinosaur. And someone like Iron Fist or Wolverine, it's not as good as someone with a gun into Devil Dinosaur, because Devil Dinosaur can grab you. And I tried it on day one. Yes, Devil Dinosaur is Iron Fist food because of his fat health bar, but he can just grab you, turn you around, and bring you into the enemy team when you're shredding. And it was really easy for him to do that, because when you're shredding him, you're using your flurry punches, don't have your block, easy for him to just grab you. It's very, very, very easy, and he can turn around and throw you into his team. And so he's a hero that, on his own, really shook up the landscape of the game. And I'm seeing so many unique hero selections now, because sometimes there'll be games where people are running full dive, but your front line's getting run over. So someone's going to swap someone with a gun. And I do think it's kind of healthy for the game to have like a second Groot, because it's kind of what it is. It's a second Groot. Venom doesn't count because he stays in the back line. The most important thing here is that if you were to run something like Groot Dino, that is an unstoppable front line. And I think it's really interesting to see this kind of brawl meta, where if you have a dinosaur on your team, it opens up so many options for brawl now. I'm really surprised, I'm very surprised that Dinosaur all by himself caused the brawl meta. Turns out they didn't need to buff a lot of the brawl heroes. Turns out just introducing Dinosaur caused the brawl meta. It's a bit sad though that we have a brawl meta with Fantastic being a little weak, Blade being a little weak. Iron Fist is always okay, you know. It's a little bit sad we have a brawl meta with some of these heroes being so weak. However, nonetheless, it's still, with Devil Dinosaur in the game, it becomes very brawly, unless he's a solo tank. But if you're on a dual tank with a Devil Dinosaur, if the other tank takes some damage too, the Devil Dinosaur could just walk in and just bully the front line. And that's why brawling is so good with him, right? Because he can go in, and he can grab the enemy's range and put his shield up. And then he can calm to his team. Just kill him, bro. Like, literally, I need someone here with me to kill him. Let's brawl. You know, maybe a Punisher just switches to a shotgun. He's brawling Punisher now. He's using a shotgun. Or you have literally anyone that can kill that Strange there any day. It's so interesting to see. And the fact that he can deal with flyers, I do think that might have been a bit too much, having him deal with flyers. If he's random, I don't think he needed that. The fact that he can drop flyers, like, I don't really know why they gave him that. It just feels like the only counterplay is you have to go like a Punisher, a Moon Knight, or a Phoenix, which, I mean, I guess in its own right, it's all right. But
or a Black Panther on your team, bro, I'm telling you. Bro. As long as you got a real team, the Black Panther gonna dive in there, do so much damage, even if he don't die, he gonna start running.
Yes.
Every time you see the Panther come out, you're gonna start backing
No matter
up.
what tank you're playing, you're going to get bullied a lot. You're going to get bullied a lot. Unless you're on tank pool, then you can shoot him, you can keep your distance. But most tanks will just get bullied by him. And so it's a little bit annoying in that sense, where you have to rely on your DPS picks to know if you're going to be able to kill the dino or not. But regardless, I still think Devil Dinosaur was such a beautiful implementation into this game. He is so fun to play. It's so fun to play, and he makes the experience of all tank players, the tank that's playing Devil Dinosaur, and whatever other tank is in the game that can then choose whatever tank they want to play. It makes their experience so much better. Did Devil Dinosaur solve the tank crisis? Because we all know there's been a tank crisis for so many seasons now. And the question that I think a lot of people are like thinking about is, well, in a couple of weeks, will people stop playing Devil Dino, and then we're back to solo tanking? I think as it stands now, no. And I think a big reason why is Devil Dinosaur shakes up the whole game. If people want to win, having a Devil Dino on your team right now is a good play on average. And depending on what the enemy team is playing, like maybe they're playing Storm Moon Knight or Storm Punisher, And in that case, your Dino will just get deleted. Right? But most games, Devil Dino is a great pick right now. And it also enables 2 tanks, which historically 2-2 is your best chance of winning. And I think it'll maintain this way. I do think Devil Dino players won't fall off nearly as hard as like Black Cat, for example, because Black Cat's hard to play. It's hard to play. And so we're banning Black Cat every game because of how broken she is when there's a really good player, and no one wants to take that risk. Most people aren't that level on her to get that value. But we still ban it because you want to deal. You don't want to take the risk if someone in that lobby has her on that level. And I think it's finally time tank players get a tank that's actually oppressively strong. And I think the reason why is think about all the oppressive releases, right? Black Cat, Duelist, Elsa, Duelist, Phoenix, Duelist, Daredevil, Duelist, Gambit, Support, White Fox, Support. When was the last time we had a tank that felt this level of respectable, right? Angela, not really. She was good. She's certainly a good pick. So we did see some Angela bans here or there, but she's nowhere near as oppressive as a dinosaur. Not to mention that Angela cannot soul tank for the life of her. She cannot soul tank. Rogue is even good right now. She's like middle of the pack. She's very, very mid. I think when Gambit wasn't being banned, I think she was okay, but because Gambit's being banned all the time, she's just so reliant on our team up. I think this is a treat that tank players needed. And I think everyone calling for nerfs on Devil Dino, I think we should wait a little bit longer. I get it, he's really strong, but I feel like we owe it to tank players to give them a really strong tank, and let's wait to see just how strong he is before nerfing him. Yeah, he has a very high win rate. I think he has one of the highest release character win rates of all time. And I do think it's because everyone's just used to playing Dive, and Dive doesn't do anything into Devil Dino. It doesn't. Dive doesn't do anything into Devil Dino. So Devil Dino will eat up your front line unless you adapt. And it's a transition that a lot of people need to get used to. Of like, if I'm Daredevil or I'm on
I've been abusing that damn dinosaur.
And I'm like a solo DPS for that.
He's not even scary. Like, that's not, you see a dinosaur, oh no, you just go, you dive his bitch. What are you talking about?
He'll never die. I'll swap to Iron. Someone's got to kill the dino.
You'll see, he ain't every goddamn man.
And I think that's something that Elsa, Phoenix, all these different heroes require. Phoenix permanently kicking an off angle requires respect. Elsa requires respect. Someone has to deal with it. And usually you would do that by banning her. Now she's more manageable, okay, but she used to require respect, i.e. bans. Gambit requires respect to full comp around him. White Fox requires respect. Just think about how to dive her, and if one will dive, consider banning her. There's so many heroes in each role that require respect. A lot of respect. But with the tank role, it seems like Dino is one of the first heroes we got for tanks in a long time. It truly feels like he requires respect. And I'm so happy NetEase introduced him to the game. I'm so happy. It's a treat to tank players, and I hope they hold off on any kind of tanks or full. That's all for today's video, guys. If you enjoy, if you go to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for notifications so you can see when these videos are. As always, guys, take care.
I'm more scared of supports than tanks, so.
All right, folks, as you know, Donald Trump is objectively by far the most corrupt president in American history, bar none. One commentator put it recently, you could provide every instance of Democratic presidential corruption, aggregate them together, and Trump individually is still far more corrupt. And we have 2.5 years left to go. As Mediaite reports, ABC drops scathing new deets on Trump's $1.7 billion IRS deal drops too. So let's take a look at this. ABC News dropped new details on the alleged deal Donald Trump will get to drop an IRS lawsuit, including a figure that's a nod to the United States and behind-the-scenes maneuvering that originally included a plan to have the president paid directly. Captain Falders, Peter Karamambulis, and Alexander Malin dropped a report on Saturday morning, citing sources familiar with the situation about the potential, quote, Truth and Justice Commission, which would see sums paid to people who were unfairly targeted by the IRS and Justice Department, which critics fear could include those involved in the January 6th Capitol riot. ABC first reported on Thursday about a potential plan to have Trump drop a $10 billion lawsuit in exchange for the creation of a $1.7 billion fund that could see his allies receive payments. Trump is suing the IRS over his tax returns being leaked in 2019 and 2020, in other words, under his own administration. According to the new report, the exact figure for the commission would be $1.776 billion in a nod to the year that the United States was founded. Sources told ABC that the creation of the commission was ultimately landed on after, quote, months of deliberations between the White House and DOJ officials who originally attempted to craft a legal justification for the settlement to compensate Trump's records. So let's stop right there. We're talking about taxpayer dollars. We're talking about billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars, your loved ones' dollars, your community dollars, going to Donald Trump, a privileged billionaire who's already enriched himself on the magnitude of billions of dollars off the president. While he's actively screwing you and your loved ones, you're paying $4.50 per gallon of gas and $5 to $6 dollars per gallon diesel because of Trump, actively, not just on his watch, but actively because of him. He's trying to take billions of dollars off you. He's fleecing. And this only comes because the Trump's Justice Department tried and failed to come up with a persuasive legal justification to just give Trump the money. You just want to give Trump $10 billion taxpayers. A direct deposit. Here it goes. Okay, we want to give Donald Trump $1.7 billion taxpayer dollars. Can't give him a 10. To save $8.3 billion. We give him 1.7. Here you go, Mr. President. They failed to come up with a persuasive legal argument. Instead, they kind of go around it. Trump would not be able to be paid directly from the commission. Critics have already red flagged. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ended this week as, quote, corruption and quote, a slush fund for Trump's ally. Trump's lawsuit against the IRS has been complicated. The lawyer represents the odd dilemma from suing agencies that he's currently advocating a century-old legal principle known as the rule of necessity. DOJ lawyers have argued that no alternative existed other than letting the lawsuit proceed with Trump acting as the plaintiff while being directly in charge of the defendants, the IRS and the Treasury, according to the sources. Sources said the claim was ultimately settled in favor of the $1.776 billion compensation fund, figure being nod to the nation's founding, as the judge overseeing Trump's IRS lawsuit began to raise issues with Trump suing the very government he leads. Yeah, the judge was like, there's no adversarial relationship here. You're suing yourself, and you can direct a settlement to yourself. Seems super shady and corrupt. In an order last month, U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams ordered Trump's lawyers in the case in the Justice Department to submit court filings by next week to justify whether both sides of the case were sufficiently reimbursed or did not to proceed. Sources speaking to the outlet said the exact details of the lawsuit agreement would still change before everything was finalized. The Truth and Justice Commission would reportedly be set up with 5 commissioners, 4 to be appointed by the Attorney General. It would face, quote, no obligation to disclose the process for reporting the nearly $2 billion that would be able to face another thing. They take the money. They do it entirely up to them, and you don't get to see a damn thing. You, the people paying. You, the people paying the billions of dollars to the billionaire corrupt president. You don't even, not only does he not need your permission, he doesn't even need to notify you. No transparency whatsoever. Sources also said that Trump cannot receive money directly from entities associated with the evidence. DOJ lawyers believe the deal does not need to include approval from the court. Sure, we can't direct deposit it into Trump's money or into Trump's account, but I mean, if it is associated with how they can do it. Sure sounds super friggin' corrupt. As people are noting, Aaron Krishna on Twitter, this is actually fucking crazy. Of course, it's possible everything. People react to this. Molly John Class says kleptocratic kleptomaniacs got a kleptocracy. Hopefully he's going to make his own taxpayer-funded piggy bank so he can pay himself and his friends. We live in a fucking clown city. Trump is just stealing $1.7 billion from us. What else would we do with the money? The people cares? This is insane. Trump is going to seek $10 billion from the IRS anymore as a private citizen, supposedly to give it to charity. They will be uncovering the grip when my kids are in university. They'll be asking me if I was really alive when all of this happened. Sequel. Control the potential commission tasked with approving chaos. Trump would likely be called the President Donald J. Trump Truth and Justice Commission. The total amount available will be again 1.7. See how people. Brian Grimm says that the taxpayer money is a gain to Trump and his family. Bill Kristol says Congress could presumably use the power first to ban any expenditure of taxpayer funds by the commission. Seems like them should insist on both contests. Indeed, they should. Aaron Reichler-Melnick points out who theft of our money to pay with friends for things they're not legally entitled to and for which they could be laughed out of court if they tried to sue for damages. Wu-Tang is for the children says, this is actually happening? Indeed it is. Malcolm Kenyatta, a Democratic representative, says more blatant corruption. Indeed it is. John Brazil says this should be called reparations for grievance seekers, which might include the formerly convicted of assaulting law enforcement and lawmakers at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. And yeah, still on. So people on. Or I'm supporting DHS or Officer Miles Taylor, who seems to become a critic of Donald Trump, even served under the high-ranking position of DHS first time. This is effectively the biggest heist in American history. Not the biggest heist of the presidency, not the biggest heist in politics. The biggest heist, definitionally, in American history. When Donald Trump said he's going to put this money in charity, the same Donald Trump, by the way, who's right here in the state of New York, they shut down his charity because he was spending the money on his work. Hang on, portraits for himself. Is that supposed to believe that? Exactly. Exactly. I mean, Chris Hayes is laughing because, I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, it's almost enough like in a saner world, it would just reduce people to tears. And he's going to get away with it. Very likely. Yep. Here's the thing, folks, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't apologize. People in the comments are really upset with you just want us to be pissed. Yes, I do want you to be pissed. I want every single fucking one of you to be pissed. I want you to be mad. I want your loved ones to be mad. I want your friends to be mad. I want your community to be mad. Whether you voted for this guy or not. Because outrage is the only thing that will motivate Democratic politicians to do something about that if and when they get back to the power. But I want to be clear. Be so clear. Democratic politicians are limited in what they can do even if they wanted to do something, because we, the American people, took power away from the Democratic Party and gave it to the very corrupt piece of shit in his party, started looting the credit. That's on the voters as much as anybody else. Candidate's fault, it's Kamala Harris's fault, it's the representative's fault, the congressperson's fault, the senator's fault for failing to make a persuasive case. It's also the voters' fault because we should have voted smartly anyway. We did. At least, again, a lot of us did, but anyway, it was good time. If we put the Democratic Party in a position where they really can't do much about this, that's why we have to give them power. We have to say, hey, Mr. Democrat, we're going to give you power. Madam Democrat, we'll give you power. But you will use that power to ruthlessly crush this administration, or you're only going to serve one term. It's non-negotiable. You will do what you're told, and we are telling you to take that power and crush it. That's what you're going to do. We have to do both. Give them the power and order them, demand them. Make it clear if they want a career in politics, they must obey the servants they are to use that power to crush this corruption. Adam Kinzinger, former MAGA Republican congressman, was asked about this last night on CNN.
Well, this makes sense to me because there are new reports that the administration wants to create a $1.7 billion weaponization fund, according to New York Times and ABC, apparently as a way to resolve the president's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. And that money will be used to pay allies of the president who are claiming that they were unfairly targeted by the Biden DOJ, and that would include January 6th defendants. So first they were pardoned, now you tail?
That's right. Look, New York Journal draft in 10 years and called it about the dumbest time in American history. I hope. $1.7 billion, that's creepily about $1 million for each January 6th defendant, if you actually do the math on that. And then if you look into what's happening here, the president gets petitions on the board. They ultimately get to make decisions who gets this money. They're not accountable to the public. They don't have to show what they use. They don't even have to show who got the money and why. And it goes away, of course, when President Trump is out of office. This is clearly a taxpayer-funded slush fund for one reason, to pay off the people that did his bidding. He does that with pardons. Now he's doing it with money. And I hope when Democrats take office in November, they do everything within their power to stop this from happening.
Yes, that has to be a demand. I'm telling you, folks, we have to demand it. We have to encourage Democrats. We have to incentivize Democrats, but we also have to make it clear to Democrats that, look, we're going to set you up for something. We're going to give you the power you need to trust this thing. But that's not a request. It's an order from your bosses, we the people, to you, the public servants. You will take that power and you will make it your life's mission to torpedoing this bullshit from the Trump administration. And if you don't do it, you won't win re-election. You're out. Non-negotiable. We have to make it clear. We have to be pissed off about the corruption and make it clear that we expect something to be done about it when we give them help. But it's not just the slush fund. Media reports Trump hyped Palantir after buying more than $500,000 in stock. New ethics disclosures reveal Donald Trump bought up $530,000 in Palantir stock during the first quarter of 2026 before he publicly hyped the tech firm in the same week as its share price took a hit over the Iran war. Palantir has just proven to have great warfighting capabilities and equipped just ask our enemy. He said publicly, after privately buying $500,000. We didn't know about that until now. So he privately bought the stocks. He publicly hyped up the people whose stock he purchased. And now, due to disclosures, we're like, oh, you bought stocks? Incredibly corrupt. Incredibly, stupidly corrupt. And as Matt Iglesias notes, the most corrupt administration of all time, Trump purchased $1 million to $5 million worth of NVIDIA stock on February 10th, only a week before NVIDIA announced a major computer processing deal with AI and social media giant Meta. Trump previously purchased $500,000 to $1 million worth of NVIDIA stock January 6th, a week before the Commerce Department officially approved the sale of some NVIDIA chips to China. The Chinese AI market has long sought a target for NVIDIA since the federal government controls the sale of advanced AI chips to countries designated as foreign adversaries. In other words, pure conflict of interest yet again from Donald Trump. Shameless, disgusting. Again, Trump corruption trending on social media. It really is staggering. Folks, I know it's hard to keep track of. I talked about this recently with friend of the show, Mehdi Hassan, progressive journalist and founder of Zateo. We need to be outraged about this. Again, even in the abstract, people should be pissed off about corruption, particularly corruption on this scale from their public leaders, their public servants. But at the same time that Trump is actively fucking you and your loved ones over, he's also actively seeking to enrich himself, and he's already rich and privileged. That should quadruple your rage. And again, we need to be productive with it, not political violence. It needs to be about political change. It needs to be about going to the ballot box. It needs to be about protest. It needs to be about giving the Democrats power, but again, making it